your official station to talk Yankees and Mets. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Congratulations. We have all made it to Friday in the big city. How we doing? Evan and Tiki here on The Fan. Tiki has made it to France. That's what a former NFL player does on weekends. For us, our weekend is maybe doing nothing or taking our kids to Little League or maybe going on a nice weekend trip somewhere. His weekend trip is to another freaking continent. So congratulations to Tiki. He'll be back early next week. This is a very, very busy weekend in sports. The New York Mets, in about 4 hours, are going to try to stop the bleeding in Chicago. The New York Yankees, who very quietly have played terrible baseball themselves, will play tonight against the Kansas City Royals. We will get to all that. Plus, we as a station should be congratulated. Shaun Morash, Big Mac, myself, we have pushed this Yankee sound story enough toward his getting attention from the New York Yankees. We'll address that a little bit later on. It is a busy day, but I want to start very briefly off with a pep talk because I think this is important, Shaun.
All right.
I want to talk to the Knicks fans out there. What you're about to encounter on Saturday is hopefully for your sake an extended run. You're beginning yet another postseason run. And I could tell there are some Knicks fans who are like, oh, yeah, it's the first round. Oh, yeah, it's Atlanta. It is important to cherish these moments and cherish these kinds of opportunities. I have no idea if the Knicks are going to win an NBA title. I have no idea if they're going to flame out early and we're going to talk about breaking up the core. I don't know how this ends, but here's what I do know. Not just with the Knicks, but with a lot of teams in this town. Just when you think you have it figured out, just when you think you're going to be a consistent winner year in, year out, something horrible happens and you suck. Ask a Met fan.
Yep.
Ask a Ranger fan.
Oh, yeah.
So for the Knicks fan out there, we're going to dive deep into this series.
Ask a Net fan.
Ask a Net fan. Yeah, I tried to keep us out. But yes, because we're so bad.
Yeah.
Ask a Net fan. We'll dive into this series. CP, the franchise, is going to join us at 12 noon. We'll talk about what they have to do to beat Atlanta. We'll talk about what dangers the Hawks pose the Knicks. We'll get to everything. But before this weekend starts, from those that know it, from those that taste it, from those that feel it, from those that are embarrassed by the teams they root for, as a New York Knicks fan, cherish what you're about to encounter. Because there's a damn decent chance that, I'm not saying next year, not even saying the year after that, but before you know it, you're not going to be in the postseason. You're not going to be a championship contender. You are a championship contender this year. You can win an NBA title. Doesn't mean I think you will. Doesn't mean Shaun think you will, but you can. So before we begin this, Saturday at Madison Square Garden, 6 o'clock tip-off, cherish the moment. Now, I got to ask Shaun Morash a question.
Why don't you go and ask Shaun Morash?
Go ahead and ask him.
This Dexter Lawrence really hates you. Oh, my God. So the latest on Dexter is that he is so mad at the Giants that it may not even be about the money and the contract anymore, that negotiations are done and he wants out. So this situation with Sexy Dexy has escalated to a point where it feels like no return.
Yeah, I've escalated to the point, Evan, where I've tried to be really careful and fair about this because we've lived this and seen this with teams that aren't even our town. You know, see Myles Garrett last year with the Browns. When a guy requests a trade, does he really anymore in today's sports, or is it all about money and money can figure it out? Yesterday's piece by Paul Schwartz, I think, was my breaking point. I am officially on team good riddance from Dexter Lawrence. At this point, and again, I wouldn't dump him. I wouldn't simply trade him for, a third-round pick. But if he is going to warrant the return that he should warrant, the Giants should be doing everything they can to get this malcontent, dare I say, slobbish, lazily playing player last year the hell out of John Harbaugh's locker room.
Wow.
I've turned. And he's pissed me off for the last time.
You called him a slob going there?
I am,
Is that
man.
what we're doing here on Sports Talk Radio?
You know why, Evan? Yeah. And I don't like, using words like that. Dexter Lawrence has been a good Giant and has been through, more garbage than we could probably even comprehend in a locker room. And he should be commended for that.
Doesn't mean you have to attack his size.
I saw a belly.
But he played like a lazy slob last year. He did. And that's unfair. And by the way, as a lazy slob, I feel like I can say that.
That's his out. His out is, I can call him that because I'm one. Of them.
Listen to me.
A lazy slob.
If I have a bad show with you and Tiki where I make a million mistakes where stuff's not playing and I'm giving a bad Cinco and bad takes, what does the internet say about me? Look at this lazy slob. I feel like I'm looking at that with Dexter Lawrence last year. Look, and here's the truth.
Yeah.
He's been a high motor guy for a long time. He didn't play up to that ability. The idea that you didn't play well last year, and whether it was Brian Dable ran a country club in training camp, whether it was your elbow injury lingering, or whether it was just the disease of losing that has leaked into this giant room for far too long, Dexter Lawrence basically has a stage 5 version of that. And the Giants cannot afford, as John Harbaugh's era begins, to be dealing with an entire summer of a pouting Dexter Lawrence who doesn't want to give it his all because the Giants, rightfully so, don't feel like they should hand the guy a blank check off of the season he had last year. I would get him the hell out of here. And for anybody that's going to scream and yell and go, well, how the Giants need to stop getting rid of their good players. Guess what? Dexter Lawrence was one of the players they didn't get rid of in the case of doing this. He did get paid a contract while others didn't get paid. Yeah. The clock is still 2 years left on the contract that he earned that at the time was only behind Aaron Donald and Jeffrey Simmons in terms of the highest paid defensive tackle in football. This is a business. And Dexter Lawrence, if he's upset that Leonard Williams isn't here or Saquon Barkley's not here or Daniel Jones was my quarterback, the vision that Dexter Lawrence seemingly had to just keep his buddies in the locker room would have resulted in, guess what? More losing and more frustration anyway. I don't think the Giants need this guy here. And if it means in 2026 the Giants suddenly, don't go from 4 wins to 10 wins and instead they just kind of have that slow climb with John Harbaugh, I'm okay to take another half step back before 10 steps forward. Get Dexter Lawrence the hell out of here if he doesn't want to be here.
You ever, read mentions on Twitter?
All the time.
Just for fun, right?
Yeah.
We do it for entertainment.
I sadly enjoy it.
And then sometimes you read someone's mention and you say, that's it. Eureka. Yeah. That's what they should do. I kind of had that experience early this morning about Dexter Lawrence because I think this is a complicated situation. Right. I know that you're an emotional fan and it's, hey, he's a fat slob, get rid of him. I get that. I'm trying to think this through about what the best course of action is for the New York Football Giants. And I got to tell you, I thought that this tweet from Munaki Mike was the answer.
Who?
Munaki Mike.
Munaki Mike.
Yeah, you know Munaki Mike?
Great tailgates.
Yeah. Really?
No, I have no idea who Munaki Mike is.
I was like, maybe this giant community is such a small group-knit committee of fans. I just made up words.
Oh, we'll see you next Friday.
Where Sean's like, I know this guy. Yeah, so Munaki Mike, and I have to clean up some of his language because they feature some inappropriate words. But he writes, I dare this mother bleeper to sit 2 years out, so let's get petty. And a part of me was like, I think he nailed it. Like, who is Dexter Lawrence and who is his agent to make any demands? You're under contract for 2 more years. You're coming off a year that wasn't great. And quite frankly, I don't believe you. That's what I would say to Dexter. Oh, you don't want to be here because years ago we made a decision on Saquon Barkley? I don't believe you.
Right.
You don't want to be here because of Daniel Jones? Well, now we have Jackson Dart, who's better. I don't believe you. You don't want to be here because of Julian Love? I don't believe you. And so I respect the reporting of the New York Giant beat writers. I really do. I respect the reporting of Ian Rappaport. And they're not doing anything wrong. But I think the agent is lying to all of you.
Yeah.
And I think he's manipulating you. This idea that Dexter Lawrence is so mad at the Giants, he'll never play for them again. I think it's a load of crap. I think this is all about demanding more money. And in my opinion, if I'm the New York Giants, I say, sir, we appreciate you, but we're not giving you more money. You have 2 years left on your contract, and we dare you. We double dog dare you to not show up. So in the wise words of Munaki Mike, let's get petty.
Let's get petty. But the Giants got to farm their own land here too, Evan. You can get petty, but if Dexter Lawrence wants to get even further petty and he wants to be, a baby all year and not hustle as much, first of all, he's going to only cost himself money from whatever that next team may be after that, sure.
That's a him problem.
That's a him problem, but also it's going to cost the Giants, what are we going to call it? Assets?
What's it going to cost the Giants?
Assets. Because, look, the Giants...
It's going to cost them assets.
Look,
he's on the team.
Okay.
You have a contract, sir. Go play football.
But if the end result is going to be Dexter Lawrence is out of here in a year off of another bad year, I'd rather have the end result get him out now while other teams are still allured of giving up a first-round pick.
Do you actually... See, here's part of the game.
Okay.
What do you actually believe?
I think they could get a first plus.
Okay. First, I'm choosing, and we'll start with this simple one. I'm choosing to not believe this BS that's been put out there that Dexter Lawrence is so mad about his friends who years ago, wasn't last week, years ago, the Giants didn't pay. The idea that he can't fix it because he's so mad at the Giants is so stupid. It's not real.
Especially since it's a new organization now.
It's a whole new organization. You want me to believe that Dexter Lawrence is pouting because Saquon Barkley's an Eagle?
Right.
Shut up.
And yeah, Joe Shane's there, and with all due respect to Joe and his family on game night, in name only.
Exactly. No, I agree with you. So let's start with that. Do you actually believe, and again, it's not the reporters doing something wrong. I think this is BS that's leaked by the agent because the agent is employing the nuclear theory, which is let me blow the whole thing up to get me and get the client what he wants. This is the thing about, reporting. The reporters aren't doing anything wrong, but they get information that's trying to serve a purpose. And you know what? You fell for it. Because think about what you said 5 minutes ago right here on WFAN, very powerful airwaves. You said, get rid of the fat slob. That's exactly what his agent wants because his agent wants Dexter to be traded. And quite frankly, I'm not just going to give in to whatever he wants.
Okay.
Why? I don't work for him.
I think I said lazy, not fat, but either way.
I mean, bro.
I saw a belly.
I did see a belly.
He's fat.
Okay, so like right and wrong, dare him. The Giants clearly have tried to sit down and talk with Dexter Lawrence. Like whether it was Joe Shane himself saying they had productive conversations, which clearly they did.
Wait, that's another thing I don't believe. They had productive conversations.
This whole thing since Joe Shane has talked has totally spiraled the other way.
I don't think Joe's in any room. Like, I think Joe's just spouting stuff like, we had productive conversations.
Yeah. And whatever.
He's sitting there playing Madden with his kids.
But I don't understand where Dexter Lawrence and his agent think that they deserve, let's say, $30 million a year. Like, if the Giants are truly... It feels like the Giants at least have been open enough to talk about a negotiation with Dexter Lawrence, right? Can we all agree with that based on what we've read?
I mean, kind of.
Okay, but they remain, and I think the reports are $10 million apart. That tells me the Giants are at least like, all right, you want an extension, we will extend you, but we're going to pay you off of, like, you didn't have a great year last year. We will give you a slight raise, but you're not going to be the highest paid defensive tackle in football off of the year you had. And if that's what's frustrating the agent and frustrating Dexter Lawrence, like, okay, we can dare him, and then he's going to have to go out there and play, and maybe he does, and maybe this all gets resolved, and maybe I'm cheering on doing sexy Dexy dances, and I look like an idiot for what I said today. But I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze in year one of John Harbaugh to have this linger over an entire summer, to have it seep into a locker room that really hasn't come together yet and will get that fresh start. Like, does the locker room in the first summer of John Harbaugh as they head off to West Virginia need to be pestered with questions from Jordan and Pat Leonard and Paul Schwartz about Dexter Lawrence's holdout? Do they need that? Or is this a chance under John Harbaugh for a freaking clean slate about what this team is and what this new locker room is and what this franchise is moving forward? I'm choosing the option of the clean slate. I want everybody who wants to be here, and I want this to be tested. Like, so what? Dexter Lawrence is going to waltz in with a new deal after missing a hard John Harbaugh training camp, and then what? Be the same Dexter Lawrence of last year where he wasn't pushed hard enough by Brian Dable?
Well, okay, so a few...
What good does that do?
A few things, because I agree it's not ideal to have a cloud hanging over training camp. Like, you'd rather not have it. But I've been around long enough, you've been around long enough, a lot of people in our audience have been around long enough to remember that Michael Strahan no-showed a training camp.
Completely apples to oranges situation.
Okay, I think I have another example.
Right.
O.C. Umenyiora was holding out because he wanted a new contract. Like, this is not new.
No,
It happens. And you know what? If Dexter is respected in that room, and he clearly is, he's respected in that locker room. Brian Burns came out recently, Jordan Ronan interviewed him, and said, get it done. I want this guy back. They like him. They want him on the team. So as long as he's there, even if he's pouting about his contract, I don't think it really affects the locker room.
I
really don't. I think it's more of a media narrative that we're going to be asking a lot of questions, so it's distracting. But do you think that there's going to be a problem? And plus, there's going to be major motivation from Dexter Lawrence to have a big year if he really wants to get paid.
See, but I don't think his attitude's in the right place for that. Here's where it's a problem.
Well, then he's not going to get paid, and it's going to screw him in the long run, more than it even screws the Giants.
But here's where it's a problem, Evan. The sharks start circling the water. If you give in and you give Dexter Lawrence some kind of extension he has not earned off last year,
right,
with 2 years remaining left on his deal,
right.
If I'm the agent for Brian Burns, if I'm the agent for Andrew Thomas, starting soon here with Malik Neighbors, hey, the Giants under John Harbaugh in year one have set the precedent. You got 2 years left. Let's rip it up and give an extension.
I don't know if you're mishearing me. I'm not giving him anything.
Okay.
I'm playing the game of petty. I'm telling him, you got 2 years left on his deal, bro. Are you really going to hold out? I don't think he's going to hold out. You think he's going to hold out?
But this goes back to what's better for the Giant franchise, and I guess this is where we're just going to disagree. if you don't want to give him anything and you're daring him to show up, I think then you have completely also spoiled the waters where this is going to continue next year. And then I think there's a chance you get even less with 2 years left in a deal. And I think for the better of where the Giants are, and I've noted and I've argued with you and Tiki about how many holes this team has. If the Giants get presented one of these offers where it's a first-round pick, a third-round pick, and something else, I don't know that you're getting more than that after this year.
Here's the other thing. So we're playing the game of what do you believe, what do you not believe? I don't believe you're getting that offer. I think you're creating an offer in your mind that would please you. But I think at the end of the day, especially with the way he pushes this and the fact that there is sort of a trade deadline, and that's this NFL draft, because if you hold it past the NFL draft, now you're talking about next year's picks, which is widely considered a more valuable draft. And it also doesn't benefit the Giants in the short term. So I think teams smell blood in the water. And so I don't think you're getting the return that you want. And that's why Munaki Mike nailed it. Quote, I dare this mother bleeper to sit 2 years. Let's get petty. I've thought about this because I totally understand the trade part of it. We'll hear from the Giant fans here in the early going, 888-808-1019. But I've kind of come around to the let's get petty side.
Okay.
You got 2 years left on your deal, bro.
So you're let's get petty. I'm team trade him. And this will just be my closing. I disagree with everything you just said.
Closing argument like you're a lawyer.
I am. Okay? The fat and lazy Sean's going to close with this.
Go ahead, close.
Everything you just said about the 2027 draft and 2026 draft is why I think they will get the haul this year. Because teams picking in the mid to late first that are looking at some of these defensive prospects, the Bengals, the Chargers, some of these teams we've come up with, why are they looking to trade 2027 assets if it's this golden parachute draft like everybody says? Wouldn't they be more, like, ideally trading their first-round pick this year? And I think that benefits the Giants this year. That's why I don't think you get more next year.
So he's getting traded in the next 7 days. That's a Shaun Morash brain reporting prediction.
Get him out of here.
Get his, I think the quote was earlier, lazy ass out of here.
That's right.
I think he called him a slob, too.
He was a slob. Maybe unfair, Dex. You know I love you, but you're a slob.
I love the emotion. We'll get your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. But everything is on the table today. The New York Knicks are about to begin a postseason series in about 38 hours. The New York Mets are going to try to save their baseball season in about 4 hours. And coming up, we'll guess the Yankee turning point, and the New York Yankees have responded to you. The New York Yankees have heard you. They heard you say, we agree with Shaun Morash. We agree with Evan Roberts. We agree with Chris Big Mac McMonagle. It's too damn loud at Yankee Stadium. We'll discuss their response and what they're going to do about it. But right now it is time for the Yankee turning point of the game. Be the first call to correctly identify yesterday's turning point at 866-540-WFAN, 866-540-9326, and you receive a $100 Wendy's gift card from our friends at Wendy's. Eat great even late at Wendy's. It's all from your flagship station for Yankee baseball, The Fan.
And spring is the perfect time to refresh your home, and Windorama is making it easier than ever during the spring refresh sale. Save up to 30% on your window and door project. Plus, take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Windorama. It's simple. Book your free in-home consultation, shop from home, and let their local certified experts handle measurement and installation. Visit Windorama.com to book your free in-home consultation today. And this portion of the program is sponsored by Flushing Bank. It's also sponsored by Bet365.
Life's rewarding, especially with Flushing Bank's Complete Cash Rewards program. Just open a personal or business complete checking account to get started. With 30 New York Metro locations, there's nothing easier or more rewarding. Visit flushingbank.com today. Member FDIC.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey.
Hey guys, let's get real for a second. When it comes to performance, good enough isn't good enough. And that's exactly why Blue Chew just raised the bar. Blue Chew Gold tablets go further than others, combining 2 proven ingredients for circulation plus apomorphine and oxytocin to enhance arousal, desire, and connection from the inside out. Get started today at BlueChew.com. And now we've got a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off the first month of Blue Chew Gold with promo code WFAN. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-game parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Step up your game in a Mercedes-Benz from Ray Catena. When it comes to performance, luxury, and selection, count on the power of three. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Ray Catena of Freehold, and Mercedes-Benz of Union. Three powerhouse locations delivering what matters most. First-class customer service and an experience that's always a win. Their expert team is ready to help you find the perfect Mercedes-Benz, whether it's a gas, hybrid, or all-electric. Make your move to the triple luxury Mercedes-Benz dealerships. Visit RayCatinaMercedes.com.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch, presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Hey, NBA fans, listen up. You can now enter FanDuel's Play-In Palooza for a chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets every day of the Play-In tournament. All you have to do is place a live bet using your Play-In Palooza token. Then you'll automatically be entered for a chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. So don't just watch the NBA Play-In tournament from the sidelines. Visit FanDuel.com/New York to get in on all the action. And don't forget to enter FanDuel's Play-In Palooza for a chance of a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and older, physically present in New York. No purchase is necessary. Opt-in required. Limit one entry. Profit boost token issued as a non-withdrawable profit boost token. Prizes issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which do expire 7 days after receipt. For help with gambling problem, you can call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369.
Hey, this is Sal Licata. Right now is the time to make sure that your current cooling system is ready for hot weather. You don't want it to fail when it's 90 degrees out, and if it's over 15 years old, you're wasting your money. Get a new high-efficiency AC system right now from my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling. They are New Jersey's air conditioning experts and have been for decades. Take it from me. These guys have done plenty of work on my house. You'll save money and stay cooler. Contact them now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
Town Fair Tire, the area's largest independent name brand tire dealer, sells any Continental tire you choose at the guaranteed lowest price. And Town Fair gives you the most free services for life on your Continental tires. So if you're searching for the best price and the most free services for life on Continental tires, get a Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire. Life can change suddenly without any warning whatsoever. When you're sidelined due to a debilitating personal injury, it's crucial to have a trusted team on your side. The Rothenberg Law Firm has over 50 years of spectacular courtroom experience, ensuring that you're not facing those obstacles alone. Winning and collecting billions for our clients, we are committed to helping you recover whatever you deserve. The Rothenberg Law Firm, 1-800-624-8888.
Be a lawyer for injured ones, injurylawyer.com.
The all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5 is designed to give you more of what matters. More passenger space and headroom for greater comfort. More cargo space, a lower lift-in height, and a standard power liftgate on every model. More connectivity with Google built-in integration, plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Balancing style, advanced technology, and craftsmanship in a family-friendly SUV that delivers exceptional value. Get more with the all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5, the smart choice. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Oh, there's a lot going on this Friday. Less than a week before the NFL draft, the Knicks, in a little bit more than 24 hours, will begin their journey. I don't know where that journey is going, but we'll find out. In fact, at the beginning of the season, we all made NBA Finals predictions. We'll check in on those over the course of the show. And I mentioned CP, the franchise, who is the runner and the creator of Knick Fan TV, will join us at 12 noon. We've talked a lot about Dexter Lawrence over the last week as this situation is elevated to the point where Dexter Lawrence and his agent have gone nuclear. And coming up in the next few minutes, a credit to us as a radio station, specifically Big Mac, you and I, for talking about it. I guess Craig for listening about it. And that is, well, I mean, Craig wasn't there. But he did a good job of listening to Big Mac. That Yankee Stadium has gotten way too loud. It has not gotten better. And this story is built because of Yankee fans out there expressing their displeasure. And now we have more information on the Yankees' response to this. So we'll get to that.
Let me hear you scream. I'm sorry. That was just a 1-1 pitch in the fifth inning.
I know. You if you were in the ballpark yesterday, you're probably like, yeah, that's what was going on. And we'll get to what happened to the Yankees this week as well. Let's kick it off with Ben in Brooklyn. Good morning, Ben.
Hey, thanks so much for having me on. I totally agree with what Shaun is saying about trading Dexter Lawrence. Usually we say in sports that there's two things. There's intangibles, leadership, and talent. Dexter has neither. So he wants to sit here and ask for $30 million. I don't know. I've looked at his resume. He's not exactly anything to write home about. So we could go 4-13 with him, as you know, with him, without him. Harbaugh's a great coach. He has a pedigree. I don't really see why his agent thinks he can push us over a barrel for $30 million, and he can go enjoy playing for the Jaguars.
But you know what you just did without realizing it? You're giving in to the agent, and you're giving in to the player.
Not if you get what you want.
What they want is to be traded. And you're simply saying, okay, I'll give you what you want. If everything you say is true, and I think Ben was being a little bit too harsh on Dexter Lawrence as a player and as a leader, why wouldn't you tell him you have a contract? Go play football. Like, that's an option here. And I understand it's not ideal. And I admit, like, we have strong opinions around here. I've gone back and forth between the trade the guy idea that you guys have and the idea of let's get petty. But the more I think about it, the more I say, I'm going to get petty. Because I don't even think the return is going to excite you as much as you think.
Well, again, though, if the return isn't going to excite you, then you are getting petty.
Then you get petty.
That's where I think we keep getting lost in this either or. That's where both sides can win here. If the Giants are going to get the return that I'm talking about that they expect, then I see no reason why both sides can win here. Then adios, see you later. The Giants get what they want. I will get petty if all they're getting is, a third-round pick plus. I'm with you then, Evan, but I don't suspect that's going to be the case. And just let's also be, I know I'm calling them lazy and this and the other thing.
Yeah, you used a lot of mean words today.
The idea of like, hey, we won 4 games with Dex. We can win 4 games without him. I totally understand that mindset. Remember, the Giants are in a place here where they're trying to get better from that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's just, let's not act like the end result is, well, who cares? Let's just win 4 games a year. Remember, they hired John Harbaugh to not do that.
By the way, the answer is 8. That's the answer to the question.
What's the question?
How many times you've either inferred or referred to his girth?
He's fat!
8 times.
I can't get the drop the other day from that guy. I still haven't put it in.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mario in Long Beach.
What? Oh, yeah. What did Mario say again? He's fat and he's lazy.
He's fat and he's lazy. I've said that a million times in my head.
Oh, so this is the fault of a caller?
Yes, I can't shake it. And you know what else, Evan? Today, because you got to do it for me. My alarm goes off at 6:15 every morning.
Okay.
It was 6:17. I undressed myself. I stepped in the shower. I ironically looked at myself naked. And you know what I said to myself?
I don't want to know.
Chris McMonagle, that fat ass.
You have that sound in your head?
First thing I said out loud.
It was Chris McMonaco.
His
fat ass.
That was the first thing I said to myself today, was that drop.
But you're looking at yourself in the shower. You're not looking at Chris.
But I saw some blubber, and I thought, Chris McMonaco, that fat ass.
Wow.
First thing I said to
What time did you wake up? 6 a.m.?
6:15.
I woke up at 3:15 a.m.
You're sick.
No, I'm not sick, because hear me out on this. So yesterday I was a zombie, and I'm doing things with the kids, but I'm a zombie because of these West Coast Met games. Like, I've barely slept the last 4 days.
Did the Cranberries ever sing about you?
Did the who?
The Cranberries ever
I
sing
don't
about
get the reference.
Never mind.
Okay.
Keep moving on.
All
Somebody
right.
else did.
Thank you. Well, listen, if someone got a laugh, good for them. So I'm getting through the day. We eat dinner. It's 6:45. I look at my boys, and I was like, look, I'm done. I said, Jay, you want to go watch like an educational show in your room? He's like, yes, World War II. It was great.
Awesome.
We go in there and watch World War II. 7:02, done.
You?
Done for the night.
You snoring?
I was out. I end up sleeping in his bed because I'm like, I'm out. I wake up at 3 and I'm like, why do I have so much energy? And I started doing the math and I'm like, I just slept 8 hours.
Dude, your
I just got a full night of sleep.
Your cycle's a mess.
Yeah, it's all the Mets' fault. And meanwhile, I did that all for a bunch of losses. Chris and Merrick. Hey, Chris.
What's going on, guys? So before I get into my Dexter point, whenever you guys say Munaki Mike, I can't help but laugh. I want you to Google what that means in Greek slang, and you'll get my point.
Oh, no. This guy got me to say Greek slang on the air.
Oh.
Munaki Mike. All right, go make your point while I look this up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, use a U, M-U-N-A-K-I. So with Dex, listen, I think he's a really good player. The problem is that he's coming off a bad year and he's approaching the 30-year age mark, where I guess him and his agent know if he has another subpar or down year, next year no one's giving him $30 million. He'll be coming off 2 bad years. So now is his last stand to get one big payday. And if he's subpar again next year, well, he's already gotten his money. Well, that being said, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Chris, just real quick, that's kind of why I also wouldn't be handing him over the money. If you're not that confident in yourself that you're going to go out and perform this year and earn that extension, why the hell would I give it to you with 2 years out?
Right. So now from the team's perspective, if he thinks, okay, I'm going to hold out for this year to prove a point, well, then whenever guys hold out and miss training camp, they end up getting hurt that year and being, a stiff anyway. Guys have hamstring pulls or whatever because they're not in shape. So there's a ramp up period, get back in shape, and then you don't even know what you're getting. So I think if that's the scenario, they have to look at, okay, what can you get? Can you get a first round pick from the Chargers this year, right? A team who's on the cusp, a 20-something first round pick, and then whatever comp you can get. I think it has to be a team like that.
Well, just to move back to the history of holdouts, which you're right about. Usually when you hold out, there's a chance you're going to have a hamstring injury about a week into coming back.
Yeah.
I'm skeptical there'll even be a holdout. Like, remember, it's April. It's the middle of April, and his agent decided right before the draft to drop this story.
Oh, there'll be a holdout. Because it's only going to get more sour if he's not drafted.
Yeah, but I don't know how long that holdout would even be. Because at the end of the day, Dexter Lawrence needs to have a monster season. And he's going to know that. So at some point, there'll be a summit between him and his agent and his advisors. And they're going to realize, all right, this isn't working. The Giants are showing no sign of bending. We're not getting you a new contract. So all you got left to do is have a monster season.
I wonder, though, Evan, this is kind of just off the beaten path, literally. I wonder if training camp in West Virginia is only going to lead to a murkier holdout, too. It's not like the Darrelle Revis times where it's like, yeah, we're at Cortland. Let's just meet at the diner between the Meadowlands and Cortland. Like, they're going kind of far away here if things get testy and somebody has to step in.
Well, you could always have a Zoom meeting.
Is that what we're doing? We're figuring this out over Zoom?
I'm sure a lot of... Dude, Hal and Judge figured out that contract over a phone call while he was at the Riviera.
Yeah, okay. You know what? You're right.
Thank you.
And glad for remembering something I told you, that it wasn't Cashman. That guy.
No, that has nothing to do with that.
Yep.
All I know is I heard you, and I'm going to clip it when I have free time this weekend, of you simply saying, you're right.
Okay.
I did hear that.
Evan, you are occasionally right.
Occasionally right. We're also occasionally wrong.
A lot.
And I'm going to take pride in this. I'm going to take pride in this about our radio show. You may not like it. You may think I'm bad or Sean's bad or Tiki's an idiot. Actually, it usually doesn't work that way. Usually, I'm an idiot, whatever.
Yeah.
You may not like us, but here's one thing I believe we do that no one else does. It's called accountability. Rami, can you do me a favor? I have in the system a clip. I have 2 clips of all of us being held accountable, and I think this is the perfect time to play it. okay? First, let's start with Oswald Peraza. I want to take you back to the Evan and Tiki show, July 31st of last year. All right? You remember that day?
That was, we were at Giant Training Camp.
We were at Giant Training Camp.
Yeah,
and
game.
I announced the news that Oswald Peraza has been traded. Let's go back and listen to your reaction to my announcement.
I hope this is the right one.
We'll find out.
The Yankees, according to Jack Curry, have traded Oswald Peraza to the Angels.
So the Yankees get better.
Number one, accountability. Did the Yankees get better trading away Oswald Peraza?
To be determined.
To be determined. Accountability. We're not going to let that clip die in the annals of history.
We can keep holding it. That might be one we revisit at the end of this year.
We can revisit. You want another one?
Okay.
And this is where I'm going to hold myself accountable. This is not about making you look bad or Ryan McMahon. A few days earlier, the New York Yankees acquired Ryan McMahon from the Colorado Rockies. Listen to this buffoon on the radio. Just start going nuts about how good Ryan McMahon is. First of all, Ryan McMahon has like a gun as an arm.
Yeah.
Which, even watching him over the last few years, I didn't even realize. He's got a cannon.
He's great defensive.
He can defend, and by accident, he's better than Oswald Peraza.
Yeah.
By accident.
Couple
What an idiot.
Yeah. By the way, you
just
clipped
thought-
me being right, but you heard that?
Where were you being
You
right?
can hear what I'm about to say
Well, no,
there.
I didn't clip anything. What were you about to say?
Yeah, we shouldn't be setting the bar that low that's all who you're better than.
You're right, but even at that bar, he hasn't been better.
Well, certainly not this week.
And look, here's the thing. We hold ourselves accountable for everything we say. They're kind of in the holster. It's just about when you're going to use them. And I figured after a series in which the Yankees could not get Oswald Peraza out, I got confused which one was my trap for a while.
Me too.
And obviously Ryan McMahon continues to be a major disappointment. I just wanted to, it's called accountability, Sean. That's all.
That's fair. Look, and as your dad knows, I know I take accountability all the time. I always say when I'm wrong, so it's nice when you're wrong.
All right, listen, we're always wrong.
Yeah.
Rami had to deal with it this morning when he accidentally played an inappropriate clip. I heard you. You know what he said? I was wrong. There's nothing
Good
wrong
job.
with that.
And
Good
his
job,
punishment
bro.
was having to work this shift.
Yeah, that was it. That was actually his
Yeah,
punishment.
they made me stay.
Yeah.
No one knows that. But yeah, he was done. Like 10 a.m., he was done with his day, all good. And they said, you know what?
Yeah, they called Connor Green, stay in Hoboken. Rami's punished.
Look, we're not going to suspend you. We're not going to do anything rad because, whatever. You played an inappropriate drop. That's all it was. It was just inappropriate. It happens. Even though, my God, that was very inappropriate, Rami.
NTV heard it.
Oh, no.
So Rami's punishment, I guess they didn't announce it, but Rami's punishment is he has to work 4 more hours, and he has to work on this show. So where there's 800 clips. Yes. And I'm going to be like, Rami, play this. Rami, play that. But you're off to a good start, by the way. You batted 1,000 with those.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I thought when I asked for the Ryan McMahon cut, he was going to give me a cut of Jerry Recco talking about an inappropriate sex act. But he
You
didn't
can
do
just tune into yesterday's podcast.
Hell of a weekend.
Jim is calling from Madison. What's up, Jim?
Hey, guys. Thanks a lot for taking my call.
No problem.
I get what your point about the pettiness, and I feel that too, but, I also agree with Sean's video that I saw on Reddit yesterday where, man, the commenters were raking him over the coals. Oh,
really?
man.
On Reddit, they didn't like a video of me?
Well, they were calling you fat, and I found that very offensive, and I commented too. I was like, stand up for my guy here.
Thank you, Jim. You know what's funny? The video I put out got very positive Instagram comments. Reddit hates me.
Well, one thing I learned about social media is certain social medias are more positive than others.
Yeah.
Reddit is like, you're fat, stupid, and you should die. Like really over the top comments. Yeah.
Same 7 people.
Yeah. It's a human sewer, but I enjoy going on there every once in a while.
Me too. I love it.
Me personally, like I tend to kind of get my back up anytime any player publicly announces, "Get me out of here." And that's especially after last year where he kind of on the field showed you, "Get me out of here." I have to imagine there's a way that you can do that behind the scenes and say like, "Hey, listen, my time is over here. I'd like an opportunity somewhere else. Can we work this out?" But as soon as you like publicly start, doing the pouty thing in the papers and saying, "Get me out of here, I don't want to be here anymore," then to me, goodbye. And you've probably hurt your trade value, but goodbye. Because keeping him there on the petty form of things only keeps a distraction and a problem around.
Until it's not a distraction. Like for every trade demand that you give into, there's a trade demand that's been lost into the dustpan of history.
That's true.
Like, for example, the late, great Kobe Bryant demanded a trade away from the Los Angeles Lakers. That happened.
That's right.
That's a true story. And guess what? Does anyone remember it now?
No.
Or do you think of Kobe Bryant as one of the great players of all time, and you couldn't picture him wearing another uniform? I am obviously not comparing Dexter Lawrence to Kobe Bryant. My point is a trade demand doesn't mean it's over. It doesn't mean you have to give in, and it doesn't mean you can't fix it.
No, so while I agree completely, and maybe I am living in the moment, Evan, but the Dexter Lawrence trade demand, we went from, how long ago was it? A week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, when we found out he asked for a trade. And we all had the same unanimous thought, which was, okay, like you asked for a trade. We've seen these things get resolved. Doesn't this feel like it's now taken an uglier turn than they normally do?
Yes, it's gotten very ugly, yes.
You know, when you start hearing that it's not just about the money now, it's personal, and you start ripping off ex-friends
because he's getting desperate to get traded, and so he's trying to, and it's working at least on the fans. It's working on you. It's working on our last few callers, in which he's gotten the fans to say, "Go trade him." If Joe Shane and John Harbaugh decide to trade Dexter Lawrence, it will not be met with the mixed views that occurred upon other transactions. It will be met with, "Yeah, you had to do it," and so his agent is going nuclear. It's what happens. You always have to look into why things are leaked.
I do find it interesting, too, because I think it was Jordan Renano had the quote from Brian Burns about, hey, I don't want to play if it's not Dexter Lawrence. Meanwhile, the crux of Dexter Lawrence's argument is like, they traded away Leonard Williams. Meanwhile, they don't have Brian Burns if they don't trade away Leonard Williams. It just kind of shows you the delusion of some of these players.
They're not thinking about it.
Exactly. Which just shows you they don't get the business side of this thing, and they allow their personal petty feelings to get in the way.
We'll get back to your calls about Dexter in about 2 minutes. I just want to address the loud sounds at Yankee Stadium. So this has been a running topic here at this radio station and on social media really for the last year, but it's picked up intensity since Yankees opening day a week and a half ago, in which it's very loud at Yankee Stadium. So Shaun was at opening day, Big Mac was at opening day, I was at opening day, and one of the instant responses the three of us had was that, damn, it's loud.
Yeah.
I think Big Mac said it doesn't sound as loud as last year. I disagreed with him.
We couldn't
very
hear
loud.
ourselves, man. Seventh inning, we both had headaches.
Yeah, and went back, and it's loud. More fans called in, it's loud. And so it continued to be a talking point around here on social media. And so we were finally notified that, a year ago, a story came out. We talked about it yesterday where the players are really in favor of it. Gary Phillips of the Daily News, and hat tip to him, heard the outcry on this radio station and elsewhere, and went back to the Yankees to kind of say, hey, people don't like it.
Yeah.
And in his article, he interviews a lot of Yankee fans who say, it's horrible. It's way too loud. Here is a quote from Aaron Judge concerning the loudness at Yankee Stadium. Quote, I've been asking for it since the day I got here. I got to other stadiums, and they do a better job of getting the crowd into it, pumping up the players. Players ask for music, they play the music. There were quite a few years they just didn't do that here. We've got a job to do, and if there's any little thing we can do to help motivate our guys in the room or just create a better atmosphere, it's all about putting pressure on the other team. But if we play no music, don't do nothing, the crowd's not into it, that's not really an intimidating place to come into.
I hate this quote.
I have a big problem with this quote. Derek Jeter must be thinking to himself, are you kidding me?
I was going to say, we always say George is rolling over in his grave or whatever. Like, in their player grave, like any former Yankee great is rolling over going, are you kidding? You want to be uttered in the same sentence as me? If I'm Mickey Mantle, if I'm Derek Jeter, if I'm, whatever, even Paul O'Neill, you need music to motivate you and get the crowd into it? I'd argue the crowd's into it less now. Because we can't hear ourselves think.
Maybe. It's a fair point.
Why am I getting up with two strikes to clap on ahead of a strikeout, the classic Guidry strike anymore? My head hurts. People are less loud because it doesn't matter if we're loud because every freaking pitch there's sound. You can read more quotes in there, but I think there's also further damage.
I've got more.
Let's go.
Wanted to respond to that.
Go ahead.
I've asked for new speakers to put the speakers in a different spot. Change the speakers. Do something.
How about just put a boombox in a dugout if the music cares for the players that much?
I wasn't done with the quote yet. All right. I've asked for new speakers to put the speakers in a different spot. Change the speakers. Do something. And they continue to just turn it up on the fans, Judge said. If I was a fan, I wouldn't like it too. But as players, we're all sitting here and still can't hear the music.
See, this is so idiotic. So you want to make us feel like, Aaron, you care about us as fans because you're saying it's not fair to us. How about as the captain of the team, if you believe that way, you put your foot down and say, then no music because our fan experience is dying here. How about that? Until you figure out how to properly place the speakers, me as the captain of the team, It's about our fan experience. They will be louder without this. We're begging you, Aaron Judge. If you have this much pull, stop it. Don't just say it shouldn't be on the fans. Tell them to stop. Tell them to stop. I don't want to bring my 6-year-old and 4-year-old. The Yankees didn't have to put headphones on them because I'm going to have to worry about their eardrums bleeding out because I needed to hear Fetty Wap in between a 1-1 pitch in the 5th inning. It's absurd. We can't hear it as players. What are you all, deaf? I can't. Some of the stories bothered me more and more.
The thing that bothers me the most, because I wasn't bothered about it. It was more just a complaint. Like, I've had this complaint about the Brooklyn Nets for years. They don't seem to care. I'm a loyal season ticket holder. I've said it before. I can't hear. Like, I've warned people when I take you to a Nets game, we're not going to converse because I can't scream to speak. So we're just going to sit there and watch bad basketball for 2.5 hours. No conversation. But it is what it is. Like, I've kind of learned to live with it. So I was never mad about this story. I'm kind of mad about him talking about the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of offensive because Yankee Stadium has always had a great atmosphere. And back in the day, you know, when they were a dynasty, the atmosphere was amazing. It was intimidating. It was loud. And I don't think it just stopped when the new stadium was built. No. I thought the place had some electricity.
Look at the DD home run in the wild card game. Tell me that place didn't have atmosphere.
Unbelievable. I was in the building for that game. I know full well.
Yeah. The World Series down 3-0 and Volpe hits the grand slam. Beers are flying everywhere. That's not an atmosphere.
And I think certain moments in the regular season will also give you a great atmosphere. I thought you had it the other night between the sounds and the sound effects. So when he says, we're trying to go after the other team and make it intimidating, and it's not intimidating, like, quote, that's not really an intimidating place to come into if we play no music. In fact, here's the direct quote. It's all about putting pressure on the other team. But if we play no music, don't do nothing, the crowd's not into it, that's not really an intimidating place to come into. That is a more damning quote than anything he said about the WBC.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's about the fans.
He basically said, you guys suck. That's what he said. Aaron Judge told you, as fans, you do such a terrible job. You're so bad at this. And I don't agree with him. I'm just quoting him, so don't attack me. You guys suck so much as fans. You're so not into it. I've asked them to play loud music because you won't do your job. That's what he's saying to you. That was stunning to me.
You want fans to be more into it? Stop serving crab legs and prime rib behind home plate, and fans will be more, energetic and about the game. They fattened us up. They made it too good at Yankee
Another
Stadium.
fat reference. Look at this guy.
No, but they have, and we love the clubs and all this, but that plays a part. Here's the other part I don't like about that quote. Go ahead. While he's attacking the fans. I don't know. Can we find a little middle ground? Nobody is also saying the Yankees have to have this silent stadium, right? Okay, big 3-2 pitch coming. You want to blare the sirens and get everybody up. Runners, bases loaded. You want to start thumping the Seven Nations Army and everybody singing. We're all good with that. It's when it's useless time. It's the 3rd inning. The game is 3-1. It's a 1-1 pitch with 1 out, nobody on. And we're blaring sound.
Yeah.
There's a middle ground to this, Evan.
I get you. Deborah's up in Buffalo. What's going on, Deborah?
Oh, hi. Hey, listen, I want to comment on the stadium situation. It is so loud. I'm a Mets fan, and I just... I notice I can't even hear the commentators, and also I wanted to state it. That's my first. But the second thing is that I want to talk about the pitchers.
Yeah.
The pitchers, they want to throw, speedball. And, and these pitchers got good arms, like Jacob deGrom. He had a great arm. But because they throw 100, 101, whatever, and they can't get past the 5th inning.
I know. It's kind of a weird trade-off in today's baseball. The spin is spinnier than ever. The velocity is more velocity than ever. And the trade-off is you do it for a shorter period of time. And I think that's obvious, but I think that's just where the sport has gone.
Big Mac has chimed in. He'd like to distance himself from the story.
What does that mean?
You know how you said me, you, and him have complained about the Yankees?
Oh, he doesn't want any credit for this? Okay. I thought Craig would appreciate it.
This is you interpret this text as you will. Yeah. I said it wasn't as loud from front row right field. It was crazy loud on opening day where we sat.
Okay, so he's not a part of the story. I was being nice.
I know, but
some people are like, it was me, I did it by myself. I was including him because he's a Yankee fan who went to opening day. But if he doesn't want that, fine. He had nothing to do with it.
Did you interpret that the same way? I interpret that.
All I know is I was saying it because I'm inclusive at this radio station.
He doesn't want his Yankee water bottle taken away.
All right.
It was Chris McMonaco. his fat ass.
All right, let's guess the Yankee turning point. They did lose 11-4, but it felt like the game turned when they blew the 3-2 lead in the fourth inning. I think I'm going to go with the Oswald Peraza double that tied the game, mainly because it's Peraza. It tied the game. I know you could go grand slam later, broke the game open. You got a few options. Mike Trout hit a ball that still hasn't landed. But I'm going to go with Emmanuel taking the emotional side of Peraza sticking it to the Yankees on the game-tying hit in the sixth inning.
I am not going to guess because Rami was running the morning show, and I know exactly what the turning point is.
All right. Well, let's find out what the turning point of yesterday afternoon's Yankee loss was.
Lone left-hand hitter, veteran. He's had a nice career. He's off to a slow start this year. Here's the pitch. Swung on, broke in bat, looper, center field. The bat went up the first base line. 1 run scores. Here comes a second run as it falls in front of Grisham out in short center field. A bloop 2-run single. Josh Lowe, a 6-3 lead for the Angels. Couple of RBIs for him. He's got 7 on the season.
I knew you were going to hate that one.
It's nothing. Rami was just saying to me the Caballero caught stealing. That would have been creative.
Oh, that would have been a good one, too.
That's a good one.
Rami.
That was Jerry also said that this morning.
Oh, okay. They're playing Guess the Turning Point, too? I love it. It's a great game, man. That was my favorite
warm-up show.
My favorite part of the midday. Well, the warm-up show gave me a lot of material this morning. I'll leave it at that. We got more of that coming up. Al Dukes asked an amazing question concerning Tiki Barber that we will address. Yeah. It's a jam-packed show today. I wasn't screwing around.
I had the answer to that question. I didn't say it to him on air.
What?
I had the question to the answer.
You don't know you don't know the question.
I think I do.
No, you don't.
Well, nobody in the audience has any idea what the hell you guys are talking about.
You know what? I will play it for you coming up at exactly 11:15.
Okay.
I'm going to organize this day in such a great way that if you want to hear Al Dukes' great Tiki Barber question, you're going to hear it at 11:15 this morning.
All right, this Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. The Yankees did watch Oswald Peraza and Mike Trout each homer again as they lost to the Angels 11-4. They split the series 2-2. It's the first loss of the year for Max Fried, and Trent Grisham had another hitless game in the leadoff hole.
We got a lot of basketball coming up later as well. CP the franchise will stop by at 12 noon as we get you ready for the Knicks series. We'll come back with your calls, a lot of strong opinions of what the Giants should do with Dexter Lawrence, and the New York Yankees best player has basically told you, you guys aren't loud enough. So we need loud music. Your reactions coming up at 888-808-1019. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The New York Football Giants and star defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence reportedly at a contract impasse. Lawrence is seeking more money. I don't know why the Giants haven't already traded him, especially if they can get a first-round pick for Dexter Lawrence. The Giants have won nothing with Dexter Lawrence since he joined the team, and Lawrence is a good player, but I mean, he's trying to hold them up for more money. This should be an easy decision for the Giants. Trade Dexter Lawrence. I'm Nick Custis.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Draft Spotlights are brought to you by Liberty Mutual. Only pay for what you need. Carnell Tate from Ohio State is the best receiver in this draft, and he's going to be the first wide receiver taken. First of all, he's big. He's been well coached, as all the receivers that come out of Ohio State are. But he's a difference maker because of his ability to adjust to the ball in the air, his route running, and he's a game changer. He could go as early as 5 to the team in New York. He could go to Cleveland at 6 or the team in Washington at 7.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game. Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug! Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down. Hey! Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I'm Tyler Kolek, and I got my Lincoln right here at Lincoln of Queens. Smooth ride, no hassle. They even delivered it right to my door. When it's time to save, it's time to go to Lincoln of Queens. It's the Lincoln Spring Sales Event, where you can lease a Lincoln Corsair for only $396 a month.
36-month lease requires $48.20 due at signing. Excludes tax, title, and MV fees. See dealer for details. Expires April 30th.
Lincoln of Queens, where Queens goes. Go New York, go New York, go.
Guys, let's keep it simple. There are 2 things you probably should be doing: taking care of your health and doing something that actually makes an impact. Here's a way to do both. California Cryobank is looking for healthy men to become sperm donors. You can earn up to $2,400 a month and get free health and genetic screenings along the way. So yeah, you're getting paid to get checked out, and you're helping families who need it. Efficient, smart, done. Check out spermbank.com to learn more. Apply and see if you qualify.
Hey everyone, Boomer Esiason here. I've spent years on the field learning what really matters most: reliability, consistency, and trust. That's why I love Red Pocket Mobile. You choose from 3 major 5G networks. Plans start at just $10 a month and stay there. Plus real customer care answers in under 2 minutes. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey, Mount Vernon, don't miss out on your chance to celebrate the grand opening of Floor & Decor. Visit them starting April 23rd for 7 days of deals. Enjoy vendor demonstrations from your favorite brands and giveaways all week long. Get more info at flooranddecor.com/Mount Vernon Pro.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code
CLEAR. To borrow up to $10,000. Use code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Talk sports after hours with Tommy Lugauer, 7 to midnight. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
So much going on this Friday. We've already talked about the Dexter Lawrence situation, about the New York Yankees finally addressing how loud their ballpark is. Let me throw yet another major under-the-radar story at you, and that includes something Francisco Lindor said on the Pardon My Take podcast, which overall was a very fine interview, but it's a national interview, so they didn't ask him, like, about Mom Donnie or his teammates or anything like that. But they did ask him something that may bother Tiki Barber.
Ooh.
Because they asked him about Mrs. Met, who we've talked about on the show. You know, what has the reference been about?
Seat meat.
Yeah, that's been the comment.
Otherwise known as junk in the trunk.
Yeah. It's like Mrs. Met is attractive to Tiki Barber and Shaun Morash.
She's done her squats, man.
They are fans of her. So one of the guys on Pardon My Take asked Lindor, are you ever distracted by the hotness of Mrs. Met? Wow. And while Lindor downplayed it, he also revealed this.
You guys be surprised who Mrs. Met is.
What?
I don't want you to finish this thought.
You guys would be surprised by who Mrs. Met is? What the hell does that mean?
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm just saying he's put that out there. I don't know the answer.
What does that mean?
What does what mean? I don't know. I'm asking.
Who's Mrs. Met? They can't. And did they answer that further?
That was the end of the interview. Francisco had to go.
Is this one of those situations? Like, have you ever seen the internet video of the Minnie Mouse in Las Vegas?
I have not. I don't even know what you're talking about.
So there's like a famous internet meme or video where on the corner on Las Vegas, they have all the characters walking around. Minnie Mouse's head is lifted up, and it's like a middle-aged dude smoking a cigarette with the heels
I think
on.
that's what maybe Lindor is implying there. Yeah, I think that's on the table.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
Are you?
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't change the way you fantasize about Mrs. Met because you and Tiki have said, let's be honest, inappropriate things about her. I have not. I've stayed above the fray on this, but you guys have. You've talked.
I'm going to tread this carefully.
Yeah.
Do you believe that one can be attracted to a mascot?
I mean, no. No, let me rephrase that. You can be attracted to whoever you want. I am not a judgment person in terms of that. Like, you're into what you do. I think is the quote.
So I have no problem being transparent with the audience. That thought had never crossed my head. Like, you pass the Philly fanatic, you're like, pfft. You pass the Suns gorilla in the 90s doing the dunks. You're like, all right, Mrs. Met for a mascot, she's hot.
Okay.
If I found out, and I am a straight male, that Mrs. Met under the costume was like a 26-year-old dude trying to like work his way up with the Mets, that wouldn't bother me because I'm attracted to the mascot, not who's in the costume.
See, I know the simplistic thought is it's like a 25-year-old dude, it's this, it's that. I think it's more complicated than that.
You think Steve Cohen?
No, I think it's Daniel Vogelback. Like,
what?
I think the Mets realized.
That would explain the fat ass.
That'd be my guess. Let's get back to your calls. 888-808-1019 is the number. Stacy is calling from Madison, New Jersey. Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning. How are you?
Very good.
I have a quick question. I am trying to understand why there can kind of be a third way with Dexter Lawrence's contract, like a sweetener deal. I'd be happy if we paid him more if he hit certain milestones or if we got to the playoffs or is there a way to do that?
Stacy, unfortunately, that's what they call a Band-Aid. That's not what he's looking for. He's looking for long-term security with guaranteed money. What that would be is exactly what the Giants did with Saquon on that one franchise year tag. Like, let's throw him some like fluffed up incentives, make him feel good. But does that really repair any reputation or long-term security?
No, I think to your point and what Stacey is suggesting is something that the Giants would happily do. So yes. I get you're right. I don't think Dexter Lawrence and his agent are looking for that. You're right. They're looking for a brand new contract, which is tough to hand out when you're not coming off a good year. Scott in Amityville. What's up, Scott?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? How are you?
What's up, Scott?
So, just to take on this Dexter Lawrence thing, and I agree with you. I think if we can get a first and a third, trade him. If we can't get a first and a third and a high haul, just let him sit and call his bluff.
That's the right attitude, too. When I say let's get petty, it's let's get petty unless you're making me some type of offer where I'm like, well, I can't refuse that. I'm just skeptical that kind of offer is out there.
Do you think it was healthy what happened with the Steelers and Le'Veon Bell for both sides?
No, it was a disaster.
Okay. You do have to think that way. And that's where I think the Giants, okay, let's get petty. But if the Giants get an offer that features that first plus, why would you get petty? It's better for your team than to take the trade.
Well, just to rewind real quick on the Le'Veon Bell thing, when you ask, was it good for either party?
I know that's an extreme the other way.
No, but it wasn't good for either party. But now I want to frame the question this way. Who did it hurt more? And that's not even close. It hurt Le'Veon Bell more. The player has more to lose than the team.
Okay.
By a lot.
It did, but you don't think the Steelers would have also preferred getting whatever the hell trade package they were going to get?
I get that. I think it's one of those scenarios where no one ends up with a victory.
And that's what I'm saying.
But there's more to risk for the player, and that's my point. There's a lot more to risk for Dexter Lawrence than there is the Giants.
So I guess maybe I do agree with you then to an extent, which would be I agree there's more to risk, but I'm also worried about I'm going to be a Giant fan long after Dexter's gone. I was here long before Dexter got here.
I get you.
I want to farm my own land. That's all I'm saying. And what's better for this team long term? Is it, calling this petty game with Dexter Lawrence, or is it getting a massive return now? And it's getting the massive return now.
Give the New York Giants a big round of applause.
Let's go to Ryan in Stony Point. What's up, Ryan?
How's it going, fellas?
Yo.
I have kind of like a hypothetical question. Do you think the Giants could possibly make a trade with Cincinnati for their first round pick with Dexter Lawrence? Because Cincinnati's defense is abysmal, and then they could take a Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles in the first round. I feel like that helps their defense out more overall than an unhappy Dexter Lawrence. I just want to hear you guys think.
That's actually the team I'd be picking up the phone the first to call because
it makes sense. AFC team, where they pick, they can certainly upgrade their defense.
Don't know about their finances, though.
Are they willing to give Dexter Lawrence a new contract? The other thing you have to factor into this is that team needs to play ball.
Yeah.
Dominic is up in Maine. What's up, Dominic?
Hey, guys. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful.
I had another preference on the Dexter Lawrence trade. There's a player who requested a trade out in Indianapolis, and they have a third-round pick as well. I was thinking maybe trading Dexter Lawrence for Kenny Moore II to fix our backfield, get a third-round pick out of it, draft a defensive tackle, and draft a lineman in the second round.
He has demanded a trade. I remember when Kenny Moore demanded a trade, Sean ran into the studio, and he was jumping up and down. He's like, did you see? Did you see? So obviously you have a level of interest in Kenny Moore.
Yeah, but the more deep dive you do on Kenny Moore, this is going to be a nickel corner, of which that's not a Giants issue.
So it's not worth it for you.
That's not the kind of player they need.
Let's go to Jason in Brooklyn, New York. What's up, Jason?
What's up, gentlemen? Good morning.
Good morning.
Can I cycle back to the Yankees real quick?
Of course.
Because,
of course.
The stadium, first of all. I personally feel that Yankee Stadium is no longer has that law, right? It's more like a mausoleum. And I feel like that's why they play music. It's more like a museum. You're not allowed to clap. You're not allowed to stand up. You're not allowed to yell. God forbid you curse right away. They're on top of you, ready to throw you out. So I feel like maybe that's why they play this stuff.
You and I have had different Yankee Stadium experiences, let me tell you.
But see, here's the problem. This is like a weird cycle. If we're going to examine, okay, is Yankee Stadium not as loud as the old Yankee Stadium? The answer is probably a little bit less so. And then you ask, well, why? And one of the whys are the clubs. One of the whys is that the lower bowl usually is half empty because if you have a chance to eat steak on a cold night, you're probably going to be eating the steak. So I think what they've done, and I get why they've done it, they're certainly not the only ones, they are the majority, is they've said we're going to make this a high-end experience. And if you make it a high-end experience, the odds are the dude in the suit, the woman in the dress, eating steak in the second inning is not coming out in the fifth inning and hooting and hollering the way people did at the old stadium. So that's issue number one. But the second point is, I don't think this place is a mausoleum. I don't think it's as quiet as Aaron Judge thinks it is and our last caller thinks it is.
Certainly not in the playoffs.
Where they need to pump the music up.
Right. Well, all right. You want to tell me the place is dead with 30,000 people on a Friday versus the Royals tonight? Compared to the old stadium? All right, I understand that. But you're not helping the case or making fans get more active by this approach. That's all I'm saying.
And also, just to rewind back on the playoffs. Yeah, I think we could all admit that the playoffs, even at the new Yankee Stadium, still has a pizzazz, still has an electricity.
Heck yeah, it does.
You mentioned the Didi home run. The Didi home run was one of the loudest I've ever heard the stadium.
Yeah.
And I've been in Yankee Stadium for some very loud moments. Anthony Volpe's grand slam. I mean, it was rocking, right?
Judge's homer last year versus Toronto.
Now, the pivot is, perfect example. The pivot is, well, what about the regular season? Okay, well, what about the regular season in May of 1999?
Right.
Do we think it was rocking then?
No.
Like, I know we talk about the past in some kind of glorified way, but to nitpick the way it sounds now in the middle of May and say, it's just not that loud, I don't think it's ever loud necessarily in the middle of May in a 7-1 game.
Because an 82-game home slate or 81 amongst 162 games, baseball is not meant the same way as the NBA, the NHL, or football. It's meant for like the casual, Evan scoring a game, have your beer, relax, idle chit-chats a lot. That's just the nature of the sport for any team.
It's just, this is going to blow your mind.
What?
I thought of another thing that's hurting the game of baseball and the ambiance in 2026 that's different than 20 years ago. And I'm not even joking. No sarcasm.
The speed of the game?
No, speed of the game is fine. Nothing to do with on the field. You don't hear the vendors anymore because there are less vendors, if vendors at all. Think about that.
The peanut, Cracker Jack, hot
dog here. We got a beer here. Think about, there are so many seats that have waiter and waitress service. There are less vendors, and honestly, I never even see a vendor. I'm walking around Citi Field or I'm at my seat. I never hear a vendor. When I was back at Shea, Loge Box 325, dude, the hot dog guy would come on down. Hot dog here.
Yeah. You'd pass him down. No, so I agree.
That sound is gone.
But what does that have to do with the electric nature?
Ambiance of a baseball game? That's what I mean by that. Like, yes, I know that isn't electric or it's not firing the crowd up, but that was a part of the soundtrack of going to a baseball game was hearing that. You do not hear that in 2026 because those people aren't doing it anymore because of, well, you could order on your phone, the Uber app or the Uber Eats, which is, by the way, it's great stuff. I love that exists, but it's almost like they have to play a soundtrack of the hot dog guy.
I also think going cashless has hurt that too.
Because, why? But you could give a vendor
it's just weird.
A Venmo.
People are less comfortable to do that. You're handing over either your debit card or your Apple iPay over other people in the stands. You had no problem back in the day passing a $20 bill down to people.
Yeah, because the $20 bill's going away. The credit card needs to come back.
Exactly.
Interesting.
It's weird.
I just bought a beer at Yankee Stadium from a vendor this week.
But how many are there, though, bro? Like, there are vendors. That's why I said, like, they still exist, but there's not nearly as many.
Also, it's usually just the beer guy because they want to pump that alcohol out or whatever.
Where were you sitting?
I was second deck, so like 200s.
There you go. Well, second deck, I'm even still surprised because they have a lot of premium seats up there, too.
You see a pretzel and a hot dog guy anymore? I haven't seen one in years.
You're right. It was just the beer guy.
When's the next Yankee game you're going to?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I asked such an offensive question.
I mean, I decide the morning of.
Rami's a big shot. He decides the morning of, asks the company for tickets, rolls into the stadium.
You know what? I'll do this. I'm going to...
You're not wrong.
I'm going to Tuesday's Met game. We call that Nolan McLean night. I'm going to Nolan McLean night. What I'm going to do in the little box on my scorecard is I'm going to mark down every time I see or hear a vendor. And I have a strange feeling.
But your section, there's none.
Your section.
But that's my point. Like, I'm not sitting in premium seats.
Yeah,
I'm sitting in the 300s.
But your section's different. It's blocked off.
Yes. I got to be fair, Evan. I got to back up Rami here. You're not in premium seats, but you're in premium seats.
But you guys are missing my point overall. That's why there are less vendors. There are just less seats in which they even offer it.
Well, they want you to get up and go in the clubs.
Right.
Yeah.
So, look, we'll meet in the middle on this. My point is still valid. I totally get it.
Yeah.
I'm not fair to score it from there. If I go sit in the 500s, I don't think I'd be clicking that button too often also. It's just not a thing in baseball anymore. And the reason I bring it up is because of the ambiance of a game. That was a part of the ambiance of the game. Like, if you go YouTube right now, give me the sound of an ambiance of a baseball game, here's what you're going to hear. Light organ music, hot dog here, and you're going to hear da-da-da-da-da-da, Shaun.
No, you're right. But,
that's it.
But is that the issue? You think that's the issue?
Well, I'm saying that's what the ambiance should be as compared to loud music.
Hey, listen, I'll take that trade-off. I just don't know that also fixes the issue that Judge is talking about.
I'm scared to take this call because we just played a clip of Francisco Lindor very sneakily saying, you don't know who Mrs. Met is. Pat in Queens claims that he knows who Mrs. Met is. What's up, Pat?
Please be Sidney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Shawnee boy, you weren't too far off, Bob.
Oh, okay. Who is it?
Just wrong on the age. I can't reveal my sources. I can't tell you whether it's this year that the person's working or if it was last year or the year before, but just want to leave that there.
So it's a female, but it's an older female.
No, no. You said a male.
I just said Sydney Sweeney, Pat.
No, that's not what he was referring to earlier.
No.
You said like a 25-year-old smoking a cigar.
Oh, it's an older dude?
Yep.
I'm not surprised by that. By the way, my alarm is going off, and the reason this alarm is going off is because I did say at 11:15 we would hear Al Dukes' great question about Tiki Barber earlier this morning on the warm-up show.
I can't believe an older dude is Mrs. Smith.
You can't believe it. If you gave it more
piece of ass.
If you gave it more thought than you and Tiki did every time you marvel at Mrs. Met, you'd realize it's a mascot. It's probably a 50-year-old dude.
Just weird.
It's an intern who gets abused.
Yeah.
What it is.
And also, all right, I'll do it. I was never supposed to talk about this. I'll talk about it. I served as Mrs. Met for a little bit of time.
No, you didn't.
I did.
What do you mean you did?
I did it for a game, just as a fun little.
When?
I can't reveal that.
I don't believe you.
Well,
why
you don't
would you keep that as a secret?
Because we keep the illusion alive of who Mrs. Met is.
I don't believe you.
So one day you marveled at my tuchus.
You would not give up scoring a game in a Met game to walk around and miss the game as a mascot.
It was painful, but I went back and rescored it. I did do that. Yeah.
Swear on your kids.
I will never swear on anything with my kids. That's just when people
swear
do that.
Swear on your scorebook.
What does that even mean to swear on my scorebook?
If you're lying, something bad happens to your scorebook this year.
All right. I was kidding. I never did that.
I knew I'd get them. You're right. I went too far with the kids.
Yeah,
but
you never bring up the kids. I don't like that.
You're right. But I went to the next thing I know you love the most.
Shows you I'm a truthful person. Anyhow, here's the question Al Dukes asked earlier this morning about Tiki Barber, who, by the way, is spending the next couple of days in France.
You think people in France know who Tiki Barber is?
It's a great question. Do you think people recognize Tiki in Paris?
A lot of people know, but there will be somebody that recognizes.
There'll be like a random person?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. The answer is yes for this reason. Where's the museum with the David, with the David and his, is hanging out there? Remember the statue of the David?
Yeah, isn't that the Louvre?
No, but close enough. I don't think it is, actually.
You sure?
I get the museums confused. I honestly don't remember. But no, I don't think it is. The David's is somewhere else. That one's in
This is the one with the Greek god with his junk?
Yeah, it's the Greek god with the junk. The other one has like a painting everybody looks at. I think
Mona Lisa.
The Mona Lisa is the Louvre. Yeah. I think the David is in Florence.
The Sistine Chapel?
You're confusing me with all these benchmarks. We were just stick with the David.
David's at the Sistine Chapel.
I don't remember. Point is this. I was recognized there. If I'm recognized there.
For what?
For this. For communicating about sports on the radio. What else would I be recognized for? Private parts?
Yeah.
Actually, yes, that does happen once in a while. So, you're not going to believe it. 3 days ago, I got a check. I got a residual check for my appearance in Private Parts. That one I'll swear on anything. I got it. So I open up the check. I'm like, baby, I got a check for being in Private Parts. And for those that are not aware, that was a long time ago as a child. I also said things that cannot be repeated.
Yeah.
So don't play it as a drop from me.
Look at the one guy that would.
But I got a check. So here's the game.
I'm going to guess.
How much was the check? No, you wait. Rami, you can go first.
$4.
$4, a good guess. What do you got there, Sean?
It's going to be ridiculous. 23 cents.
$2.18.
No. I've always wanted to ask this to somebody who gets a residual check.
Of course.
Do you cash that?
I cashed it immediately. I laughed while I cashed it, but I'm like, I'm really going to waste it? If someone's giving me $2, like if I put $2 right in front of your desk, are you going to take it or are you just going to leave it? You can take it. It's $2. Like, why not?
All right, here's my next question.
Yes.
If they mail you $2, have you ever thought about, hey, am I ever going to get any residuals? Like, has that ever crossed your mind until you got the
Totally
check?
forgot about it. Like,
when was the last time you got one?
Probably a year ago. It feels like it's a once-a-year thing if I had to go back and look at my records. But I forget about it every time, and then I bring it up because I think it's funny.
It is
Who
fun.
wouldn't find that funny? I was freaking 10 years old. I had 2 lines, and I'm getting a check sent to me all these years later.
Now,
it's actually the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Do you think there's a chance they actually owe you more money, but they figure, you know what, people like Evan Roberts, who play these small parts in movies, we mail them a check for such a small amount every year, they'll never think twice and double check on this.
Yeah, my gut is they wouldn't even have to send me a check. Like, if they stopped sending me checks, do you think I would ever wake up one day and say, where's my private parts check?
You don't think at any point you would ever think about it and go, man, this movie's on again. I don't have residuals for this.
I haven't seen the movie on in years. I don't even know what it's on. I have no idea.
True. Couldn't even tell you the streaming service.
Yeah. Like, if I'm getting $2, what's Howard getting?
Enough that he could work one day a week.
Let's go to Corey in Edison, New Jersey. Hey, Corey.
Hey, fellas. So I'm a Jets fan, so I'm trying to IBO this Dexter Lawrence situation.
Yes.
And I got to be honest.
IFO.
I think he IFO, sorry. And I got to be honest, I think he's got the advantage here because I looked at the Giants DT room and they don't even have proven NFL talent on it, right? So
you're right about that.
If this was the beginning of the offseason where they could sign some, mid-tier free agents to fill out the room, okay. But at this point, Dexter's got the leverage and he's like, hey, if you don't have me, you guys are screwed this season. And that's the question. Is it worth taking a step back to maybe take a couple steps forward in a couple of years? Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Well, this is where, by the way, Corey, that you're right. The Giants, and I've talked about this is where I've argued with Tiki, their defensive tackle room's atrocious with Dexter Lawrence. Like, this has been a massive need that they didn't address. But in recent weeks, they have brought in two veterans in DJ Reader, who was a run stuffer with the Lions, and Shelby Harris, Broncos, Seahawks. He was actually in the Russell Wilson trade. Both really good veterans that you could put as your two starting defensive tackles and probably have a more than happy defense with some bit parts. If they ended up with the money they saved trading him, signing both of those guys, then the run of defensive tackles in this draft, and God knows I've done enough draft research, how many podcasts I've had to freaking do, are going to be right where the Giants are picking at 37, and they had their third-round pick last year, and Darius Alexander is more of a pass rusher. If you sign both of those guys, took up D-tackle, pick 37, it could be one of the best D-tackles in the draft, and you have your third-round pick last year, is that really a worse room than the Giants have had the last couple of years with Dexter Lawrence? And my argument would be, I don't think so. At worst, it's a wash.
Did Big Mac text us saying he didn't complain about how loud Yankee Stadium is? Is that what his problem was?
Basically, his thought was,
Yes, me.
You said that he said something about last year. His point was, no. I had two different experiences this year. One was in front row right field, but it was louder on opening day where we sat more behind third base.
So he does think it's too loud at Yankee Stadium.
He does.
I was just trying to clarify because I'm confused by him sometimes.
He did not like that we, again, called him a Yankee shiller. I did with the Yankee water bottle.
I didn't call him a Yankee shill.
did. I will own it.
I was saying that he was a part of you and I, and as a station, making this a story again. He and Craig talked about it. We talked about it. And so I was giving their show credit along with ours for making this a story that the Yankees needed to address.
Yeah.
I only asked that because the official archivist of Evan and Tiki sent us clips of Big Mac killing how loud the music is.
No, he
wants
to make it clear he thinks it's a really bad fan experience.
Okay, so then he agrees with what the hell is wrong with that guy?
He just wanted to correct you that he said nothing about last year. Why do we care that he sat front row in right field with Mitch and Fort Lee at one point? I don't know.
I have no...
It was Chris McMonaco, his fat ass.
Very confused. We'll come back with more of your calls at 888.
We don't like it. It's becoming crystal clear. I haven't heard one person call up and go, I really love the loud music constantly through every pitch. Like, nobody likes it.
Yeah. All right, so he co-signed what we've been talking about. And I brought him in to get credit.
You know what? Boone probably texted him to say, hey, they're talking about it. Correct it.
Stop it. All right, we'll come back with more of your phone calls, 888-808-1019. We'll get into the Knicks coming up at 12 noon. CP, the franchise, will stop by. And Mike Breen isn't happy about how you guys are going to experience the NBA playoffs this weekend. We'll get into that as well, as it's Evan and Tiki. Tiki will be back shortly. But for now, Shaun Morash is hanging out.
All right. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious New York businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. And with each package delivered, your business gets paid. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup costs, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money with each package delivered. You'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Spring is the perfect time to refresh your home, and Windorama is making it easier than ever during the spring refresh sale. Save up to 30% on your window and door project. Plus, take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Windorama. It's simple. Book your free in-home consultation, shop from home, and their local certified experts help handle measurement and installation. Visit Windorama.com to book your free in-home consultation today.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Flushing Bank. It's also sponsored by Paramus Chevrolet.
The Yankees entertain the Royals. 7 o'clock tonight.
Going, and go!
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan, 101.9 FM, 660 AM, and always live and available in Espanol with Ricky Ricardo on the free Odyssey app.
Life's rewarding, especially with Flushing Bank's Complete Cash Rewards program. Just open a personal or business complete checking account to get started. With 30 New York Metro locations, there's nothing easier or more rewarding. Visit flushingbank.com today. Member FDIC.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet. For just $247 a month and $1964 due at delivery, lease a brand new Equinox 40 Wagon LT with two-wheel drive for 39 months. Buying, enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
The all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5 is designed to give you more of what matters. More passenger space and headroom for greater comfort. More cargo space, a lower lift-in height, and a standard power liftgate on every model. More connectivity with Google built-in integration, plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Balancing style, advanced technology, and craftsmanship in a family-friendly SUV that delivers exceptional value. Get more with the all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5, the smart choice. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, May 2nd for the Yankees' annual Star Wars Day. Enjoy special appearances by some of your favorite Star Wars characters, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a max-free Mandalorian bobblehead. Get your tickets now for Saturday, May 2nd, Star Wars Day at Yankee Stadium. For tickets, visit yankees.com/tickets. And may the Force be with you.
As a contractor, I don't pay for materials I don't use. So why would I pay for stuff I don't need in my mobile plan? That's why my biz plan from Verizon Business is so perfect. Now I can choose exactly what I want, and I only pay for what I need.
Right now, with My Biz Plan, get our best price, as low as $25 a line. Visit VerizonBusiness.com to get started today. New lines only. Price per month with 5+ lines. Includes autopay and paper-free billing and promotional discounts. Taxes, fees, economic adjustment charge, applicable add-ons, prices, and terms apply. Guarantee applies to base monthly rate and stated discounts only. Add-on prices additional. Offers end June 30th, 2026.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Draft Spotlights are brought to you by Liberty Mutual. Only pay for what you need. I think Jeremiah Love might be the most talented player in this entire 2026 draft. When I watch him at Notre Dame in any game over the last 2 years, he's the best player in the field, averaging almost 7 yards a carry, and he's a great receiver, catching almost 60 passes in the last 2 years. I could see Jeremiah Love going as early as to that team in Arizona at 3, to that team in Nashville at 4, or maybe that team in New York at 5.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug!
Oh yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch, presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
All new Dunkin' Zero. Only 20 calories, 0 sugar. The all new revitalizing energy drink made with B vitamins so you can actually feel good about it. Struggling to make it through the afternoon? Wishing every meeting was an email? Sounds like it's time for Dunkin' Zero. It's the perfect pick-me-up without the spiral, and it comes in 6 delicious flavors like Sun Zest and Glamberry. Dunkin' Zero. Only at Dunkin'. Dunkin' Zero drinks contain caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Beverages are fruit-flavored, contain 0 fruit juice. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Step up your game in a Mercedes-Benz from Ray Cattina. When it comes to performance, luxury, and selection, count on the power of three. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Ray Cattina of Freehold, and Mercedes-Benz of Union. 3 powerhouse locations delivering what matters most. First-class customer service and an experience that's always a win. Their expert team is ready to help you find the perfect Mercedes-Benz, whether it's a gas, hybrid, or all-electric. Make your move to the triple luxury Mercedes-Benz dealerships. Visit RayCattinaMercedes.com.
This is Sal Licata. You definitely don't want your AC system to fail this summer. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts. Have them check your cooling system now. I know Edison Heating and Cooling. They are the real deal. Go to EdisonHVAC.com.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
There's a new kind of energy at Starbucks. When your day needs a reset, try the all-new energy refreshers. Strawberry acai, mango dragon fruit, or the all-new mango strawberry. The refreshers you love, now with extra caffeine. New energy refreshers only at Starbucks.
Clouds and sun, high 78.
By Staples. From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store and online. Staples. That was easy.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
The Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. The Devils have found their GM in Suni Maeda. The 2-time Cup champion as the Panthers' assistant GM is coming back to New Jersey, where he once founded the first NHL analytics department in Jersey. In a previous life, he was a professional poker player. This Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
We'll get into the Knicks coming up in about a half hour. CP, the franchise, stopping by. We'll preview Knicks-Hawks. But one word of kind of information, if you're not aware yet, and that is the fact that in this first-round series against the Atlanta Hawks, all of the games are on national TV. It's a new feature of the new TV deal. There are no more local regional networks covering the first round. So Saturday night's game is on Amazon Prime. The great Iron Eagle will be on the call. When they play their next game on Monday night at Madison Square Garden, that game will be on NBC and Peacock. When they play on Thursday night, it'll go back to Amazon Prime. When they play on Saturday, it'll go back to NBC Peacock. So it's varying between the major networks or the major TV, NBA deal makers.
Hold on, now I'm confused.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow is on Prime?
Amazon Prime Video.
But the following Saturday is NBC.
The following...
Even though it's the same time.
Correct. It's going every other game for the first 4 games. Game 1 is Prime. Game 2 is NBC, Peacock. Game 3 is Prime. Game 4 goes back to the Peacock, NBC.
Peacock.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of the issues, and we brought this up a week ago because I wanted to get ahead of it, just like, hey, don't be surprised. There's no Mike Breen. There's no Walt Clyde Frazier. But when the Knicks were ending their regular season last weekend, Mike Breen came out and had a very strong opinion about this change. Let us hear from the voice of the New York Knicks, the great Mike Breen.
Monica will be all part of the pre- and post-game. Of course, this is the first time ever that no longer can the home team announcers and broadcasters televise the first round. The entire playoffs exclusive to the national TV partners. I mentioned this earlier this season. I personally think, Clyde, it's a poor decision. Fans want to hear their team's announced team, at least in the first round, because for so many of us, and all my favorite teams growing up, the home team announcers, they become part of the family, such a big part of why you root for the team. Now, I get it that the networks pay a fortune to get exclusivity. Obviously, I work for one of the networks, and it's important for them. But I just think the fans deserve to be thrown a bone once in a while in terms of, let the home team have a little bit of the first round. Somehow, if there's any way it could ever work out some kind of compromise. I'm not hopeful for that, but right. It'd be wonderful to have it because this is our final telecast of the season. As is Eric Collins and Del Curry doing it for the Hornets.
What I appreciated about this is that if Gary Cohen made the same speech at the end of a Mets season, dare I say the Mets were going to the playoffs? Or let's say Michael Kay made the same speech.
No biggie, right?
I would say you're just being, sensitive about you getting screwed.
You're a whiny bitch.
Like, you're just not happy for yourself. But because Mike Breen is the voice of the NBA, he knows that if the Knicks are in the NBA Finals, he's literally calling every game.
Yep.
It meant more. Like, I thought it was very valuable, important, and actually showed a little bit of stones.
Yeah.
For Mike Breen, who is the number one voice in the NBA, to come out and basically rip the people he works for the good of not himself, but the fans.
And that's
so, Mike, I've said some critical things this season on things I disagree with, but I thought that was very noble for him to do that. I think it's meaningful coming from him. No offense to Michael Kay or Gary Cohen, but if they say these words, we're skeptical. It's just them thinking about themselves. This is Mike Breen thinking about you, so I just want to say bravo, and we all agree with you.
Yeah, he hit the right notes. I mean, mentioning that he does work for, a big provider, but specifically the fans. And then you also referenced Del Curry in the Hornets crew, too.
That's right.
Talking about all those guys. Here's the problem, Evan. We're going to look back in 20 years, and we're going to have, young people with us watching the NBA playoffs, and we're going to explain that local TV networks once did the playoffs, and they're going to look at us like we have 50 heads.
No question.
I mean, we've already done this in hockey, like John Davidson and Sam Rosen were calling the 94 Stanley Cup final.
Right.
Like, that sounds crazy today. That's what sucks. This is like another piece of that bygone era that it's not going to be existent and forgotten about.
Can I tell you something I don't understand? I'm going to sound like a real simpleton, but I've thought about this a long time, especially now with the technology that we have where there's alternate casts or you can press a button and do all these different things. Can't we live in a world in which Amazon, NBC, whatever, they pay top dollar, they get the games, no one is questioning that. And while you watch the game, there's a button and you can choose which broadcast crew you listen to. There would be three choices, or maybe even more than that if you want. The national broadcast, whoever they want to employ, and then the local broadcast. So the sponsorship is the same. The network is still getting the games. Everything's the same, except there's a button, just a tiny button that you press, and you choose the audio that you get. What am I missing on why that could not work?
Well, the technology exists because Apple does it.
So then where am I? Why am I missing something? What am I missing?
They're paying these guys a lot of freaking money.
They don't have to. So they can pay money, top notch, to get the games, and they can kind of put less of a premium on the broadcast knowing we're giving you four choices. You can even add a gambling choice if you want.
I guess the point is you're paying the broadcasters a lot of money.
You don't have to.
Okay. But maybe
what is wrong with my idea? It saves them money.
Also, in a world in sports and where everything's about saving money, maybe we do get to that point.
Thank you. I need Clyde Frazier during the playoffs. That's what this comes down to.
Does Clyde even want to do the games?
Yeah, I think so. He's sitting there on a Tuesday night in Memphis. Sorry to pick on Memphis. I know LeBron's already done that.
He ain't doing 82 games.
I know, but he still does enough.
I know.
You're telling me, see, I don't like that. You're saying Clyde wouldn't go to Atlanta on a Saturday to do Knicks-Hawks? Shut up.
Clyde would.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Clyde would, but if you gave Clyde the choice of Clyde, 2 months deep into the summer, you're back in Florida. I think if you gave him a little truth, you'd say, I put in my time.
I think he'd be collecting a check doing these games.
$1.
And who would turn that down? Now, let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Kieran is in Jersey City. What's going on, Kieran?
Hey, guys. Love the show. Thanks for taking my call.
Appreciate it.
I wanted to talk about Jazz Chisholm. So I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a supporter of Jazz, but I think this season his performance has been underwhelming. I know he set lofty expectations of 50-50. I don't think anybody expected that, but for him to not have a home run through 19 games is surprising.
Yeah.
So I want to hear if you guys have any predictions on when Jazz will hit his first home run. Thanks.
I love it because Lindor homered before him.
Yeah, and we like to do these long-term predictions. So when does Jazz Chisholm hit his first home run?
This weekend.
This weekend you're going with. Interesting. You know what's going on with Jazz Chisholm that I find very interesting? And I have the clip here. I'll play it for you because it was funny the other day. Have you noticed that besides Jazz Chisholm hitting 160 and not hitting a home run, though he does lead the league in stolen bases, he is horrible on challenges?
Yes.
Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah.
1 for 5.
1 for 5.
Mm-hmm.
This was, I think it was last weekend, Jazz getting a challenge wrong and Susan Waldman not being happy about it. You ready? Take a listen. Let's go.
Jazz is challenging.
Jacob Wilson looked at that and was like, I have this, and didn't know I don't.
New York is out of challenges. Jazz is not that good at this.
That was the money line. Jazz is not good at this. And since Susan has said that, he's over for his next 3.
Jazz is an emotional player, and that's why he's not good at it.
Yeah. Some players, I mentioned Lindor was on with Pardon My Take.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the interesting things Lindor said, I didn't cut it, so you'll have to trust me he said this, is that he doesn't think he would really challenge often because he doesn't know the strike zone. And he's actually amazed by some players. It would have been a good opportunity for him to put over Soto, but he didn't do that.
Yeah.
Of guys who are just so good at knowing the zone. And he's like, I don't. Like, umpires have a really tough job. Like, I know how to swing, I know how to hit, but I probably won't challenge often. And they ask, so you're never going to challenge? He's like, I wouldn't say never, but
he knows his
probably
strengths.
not often.
I respect that.
I do too.
Because I don't think every player should just automatically know. Well, let's be real too. Like, from a young age, we all grew up playing baseball. I was always taught, the strike zone flag, the umpire will explain what his strike zone is. Now, it doesn't happen in the majors. So if you grew up that way, I don't blame you. You get to the major leagues, you have no idea what the hell, and the umpires have no idea half the time what the hell the strike zone is.
I think that what we're learning is that certain guys just should not challenge.
Yeah.
And I think at some point, Aaron Boone's got to lay the law down with Jazz and be like,
out.
dude, you can't do it.
Good. Now you're hurting the team.
Yeah, because you are hurting the team. Ultimately, you only have two of them.
Ben Rice, too.
Yeah.
That's it. You guys are not challenge guys.
No, then there's certain guys who are really good at it.
Yeah.
And if you're good at it, then there's no harm, no foul. Jeff in Greenwood Lake. What's going on, Jeff?
I have a way of getting Dexter Lawrence in line, shall we say.
Okay.
I used to be a commodities trader, and on the floor of an exchange, you're a man of your word or you're not. At which point, you tell him, look, I got you for 2 years. If he says, well, I'm not going to show up, okay, you're off the hook. Get your plan B set up. When he does say, yes, I'll take your $20 million, put him on the practice squad for a year. You think in the future any other player is going to give you the same...
Jeff, the moment you put on the practice squad, anybody can claim you.
Yeah, you can't. Well, but they have to take the contract.
Yeah.
And you're not giving away his contract.
Exactly.
If you wanted to give away his contract, you could do it via trade.
Exactly.
I think if you're trying to send a message to him, get someone in line, which for whatever reason, I don't really like that phrase. It's more, we have a contract and we're going to hold you to it. You just simply say you have a contract, show up and play football. And if you don't, you get fined. And that's what a holdout looks like. And I think it's just as simple as what I said at the top of the show, which is let's get petty. Yeah. You have a contract. We're not trading you. We're not giving you a new contract. So now the ball's in your court. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. And I don't like the counter argument, too, which is, well, NFL teams can cut contracts and rip them up at any point. Yeah, but that's a CBA issue.
No, but okay, so you're sort of wrong on this in that regard. Dexter Lawrence has every right to do this. And I get why he does it. And a part of why he does it is the non-guaranteed contract part. But the Giants also have a right, is what I'm suggesting. We're not going to give in.
Right.
And that's just what I would stand differently with a different player. But because he's coming off a bad year, and because I am a little concerned about what he's going to be moving forward, and I already gave him a big contract, I don't have a motivation to give you a new one.
Yep.
Could you find me a scenario where I'm like, screw it, just give him the contract? I'll tell you exactly where I was. You know what? I want to be on record. I talked about how we hold ourselves accountable. It would take me too long to find the audio, but I was all for give Revis what he wants. I was a big give Revis what he wants kind of guy. And that was not everyone's opinion, as you may remember.
Yes.
There were a lot of Jet fans who said, screw him. My attitude was, this guy's too good. And I don't have concerns about him moving forward.
Yeah.
And he is the best cornerback in the NFL. Dexter Lawrence isn't the stuff I just said.
Yeah, I think he's a great player. I think some Giant fans would disagree with you, but I lean more towards, especially with his size. I can't guarantee that he's not declining. And that's why I would not just...
No Giant fan would disagree that he wasn't Darrelle Revis. I know they play different positions, but come on. Darrelle was the best at his job.
I know. I mean, but
so
we're talking about...
You can't compare them.
But if both guys end up in the Hall of Fame, I don't know how you can.
I don't know if Dexter's ending up in the Hall of Fame.
He may not, but it's hard to say he definitively won't now.
No, but I could have definitively told you back then Darrelle is.
Fine.
I'm just talking about where they were as football players.
That's fair.
This isn't a Jet Giant thing. It doesn't always have to be a turf war.
You know how they're similar? They both weigh the same now.
He's fat! That's not nice.
What?
Well, you were calling...
That's a compliment of Dexter Lawrence.
No, you called Darrelle Revis a fat guy.
I saw a belly.
Oh,
That's what
so
you
now,
just did.
now Dexter Lawrence is a fat guy.
No, you saying Dexter Lawrence.
No. I mean, that's a compliment to Dexter Lawrence that he's the same size as Revis now.
Yeah, it's a compliment to Dexter Lawrence. You couldn't just... You know what your problem is? We're not even having a Jet Giant debate. We're just... I mentioned Darrelle Revis, and instead of just saying, yeah, great player, you're right, different situation, you needed to get a dig in.
And how is that a dig at the Jets?
No, it's a dig at Darrelle Revis by saying he's obese. That's what you just said.
If I close
I'm a fat moron.
If I say close your eyes and picture the last 5 years of NFL football and rank the 10 most shocking things you saw, you're telling me the moment Revis came out on that field in Canton when he was going to be inducted to the Hall of Fame wasn't one of the most shocking things you ever saw? He looked like Tim Allen in the Santa Claus.
It's not nice.
It may not be nice, but it's true.
Do you realize you've spent most of the first hour and 45 minutes fat shaming people?
I'm fat.
I know, but is that the excuse we use?
You fat shame me all the time.
I never fat shame you.
Never?
When have I called you fat? Never.
You've allowed Drops to call me fat.
That's not the same thing. It's not me. He's fat. I didn't say that.
I saw a belly.
I didn't say any of that.
Do you think
he's fat?
Do you think Darrelle Revis was stunningly fat in Canton?
He was larger than I thought.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you.
Jimmy's in Patterson. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, how we doing, Evan?
Fantastic.
First time caller. I just wanted to talk about the noise at Yankee Stadium. I've been a bleacher creature since I've been going to Yankee games, and I'm convinced that the reason why they did the music so loud now, because they started last year, is because now you can't heckle the other team from the bleachers. Now you just hear the road call, and that's it. You don't hear the bleacher creatures no more. So I think they did it for the main concern because of that. So now you can't even interact with the outfield anymore like you used to. I used to scream in the outfield, Aaron Judge, how many outs? And he used to point up the two fingers. You can't even do that anymore
That's
because the music is just so loud.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks that the music impacts that because the bleacher creatures and the bleachers just in general are part of Yankee Stadium lore. It's a part of Wrigley Field lore. The Mets are about to play the Cubbies.
That's Yankee culture is the bleacher creatures.
Speaking of the New York Mets, we have breaking news. I'll play a very quick game. Are you ready?
All right.
You don't have to break the glass. It's not that kind of breaking news. It's fun breaking news. The New York Mets have made a major lineup change for today's game against the Chicago Cubs.
Ooh.
And the only major lineup change they could make, considering they are starting a lot of bad baseball players, is clearly Francisco Lindor. So he is no longer the leadoff hitter for the New York Mets for the very first time this season. Carlos Mendoza has made a lineup change. Obviously, I can't play the game because I have the lineup in front of me. So I'll ask you two questions. Number one, where is Lindor hitting?
Third.
You are correct. Who is the leadoff hitter for the New York Mets on this Friday afternoon against Edward Cabrera and the Chicago Cubs, right-handed starting pitcher?
Luis Robert Jr.?
Luis Robert Jr. is batting cleanup, so he is not the leadoff hitter. Guess number two.
Ooh. Do they get real? Oh, Bo Bichette.
You're wrong. Bo Bichette is batting second. So you've gotten 2, 3, 4 the lineup. We got Bichette 2, Lindor 3, Luis Robert Jr. 4. Who is the leadoff hitter for the New York Mets on this Friday afternoon against the Chicago Cubs? First time this season, someone will be leading off, not named Francisco Lindor.
Did they get nuts and make Alvarez the leadoff hitter?
You're wrong. You're going through the lineup. He's batting fifth. I'm going to give you 5 more players that are in the lineup, and you tell me which of them is the leadoff hitter.
It's not going to be Benj.
MJ Melendez, Carson Benj, Marcus Semien, Tyrone Taylor, or Brett Beatty. One of those guys is the leadoff hitter for the New York Mets.
Tyrone Taylor.
Tyrone Taylor. You're wrong. He's batting ninth.
Oh.
He's batting ninth. So we're down to Beatty, Semien, Melendez, and Benj. One of them is the leadoff
Okay,
hitter.
they're not going to put the pressure on Benj. They're not going to wait. Are they going to do it even though he's been trash, Semien, and hope that the protection gets him?
You're wrong. Marcus Semien is batting seventh. You're really bad at this game.
Is there anyone left?
It's Beatty?
Okay, here are your choices. You're right. There are only 3 players left. Brett Beatty, MJ Melendez, and Carson Benj.
Well, it's not
One
Melendez.
of those 3 players is leading
So it's
off.
not Melendez. They're not going to do it to Benj. It's Beatty.
You're wrong.
What?
He went through everybody. So you're down to MJ Melendez or Carson Benj. One of those 2 guys is leading off for the New York Mets on a Friday afternoon at Wrigley Field.
Beatty's 8th, by the way.
They're giving Benj a chance to hit leadoff?
And so what was your
Benj?
The answer is Carson Benj. Correct. How about that?
I discounted
I'm
that
a fat
immediately.
moron.
Yeah, I know you did. I heard you say that.
You don't see that 2 weeks into April with Benj, who hasn't necessarily tore the cover off the ball.
I'll tell you something crazy, and I know it's kind of a low-hanging comment to this because no one's hitting for the Mets. Has had good at-bats the last couple of days. Like Carson Benj has actually showed some promise over the last few days in L.A.
Yeah, just ask the owner.
Yeah, right.
I'll give Carlos Mendoza
It's
this.
one of the things he said that was actually true.
If everything's broken, sometimes you got to get nuts. I give Mendoza that.
You like that?
I'll give him that. And you know what? Benj, we believed enough in you to come up here a couple weeks ago. Go get some good at-bats in.
Here's what I know. And it's not about me getting what I want, because I'm not a child, as much as I may sound like one sometimes. I have certain opinions. This is a sign that I'm going to get what I want.
Soto's going to
When Soto comes back, I think we're going to get Juan Soto leading off. I think he's going to do it.
This lineup stinks.
I know. That's part of the problem. Like, there weren't a lot of great options. You know, when I asked you, okay, Lindor is not leading off, who is it? You go through them and you're like, damn, none of these are good options.
No.
I think Luis Robert Jr. is probably the best one, and you mentioned him early on, only because up until the Dodger series, he was getting on base a lot.
Exactly.
So he made sense. Jay in New Haven. What's up, Jay? Hey, Jay.
Hey, Evan. I got to stick up for Judge here. So I think what you're not appreciating is how much Judge engages with the fans. We went to the game Wednesday night, and he pretty much between every pitch is engaging with the fans in some way. He's tipping his cap. He's saying hello to the kids.
I didn't dispute that, but he's quoted as you're not loud enough. That's his comment, not mine. I disagree with him.
I think his point is the point is that he just cares about everything to do with the Yankees.
Okay.
And making the experience better for the fans.
Does he hand out
That's
bottles
my
of
point.
Tylenol to fans when they're leaving, when their head's ringing?
Look, that's funny. I'll read the quote again, because I don't like misquoting people. I don't like misinterpreting people. I don't like BSing you. So I'll just read you the quote, and I'm not even going to offer you an opinion on it. I've already said my piece, and everybody can decide. We report, you decide.
Say your piece, Chrissy.
Okay? It's about putting pressure on the other team. If we play no music, don't do nothing, the crowd's not into it. That's not really an intimidating place to come into. Aaron Judge's words, not mine. Steve in New Fairfield, Connecticut. Hey, Steve.
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's up?
I'm another guy disgusted with how money dictates everything more and more with sports, and like losing the first round to the local broadcast. And I know you're well intended, Evan, but in terms of like press a button so you could hear. So, for example, you could hear Breen and Clyde. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. What's wrong with that? What am I missing?
Well, maybe I'm missing it. Maybe you clarify for me. So you're watching the video feed Amazon, but you're hearing Breen and Clyde.
Yeah, so the network, whoever it is, whether it's Amazon or it's NBC, I'm saying we have enough technology where they are the provider. You have to go to their channel or their service to watch the game. They sell the sponsorship. They do everything, but we get a choice on the audio we hear.
So how does that sync up? We're watching the video. They go back to a video in 1988, Jordan doing something crazy, but it's not syncing up.
Yeah,
with the video.
It's not perfect.
Okay, so syncing up to the game is a technology thing that they should figure out where that isn't an issue. In terms of, you're right, like the main broadcast is showing something else and they're talking about something else. I think that's the trade-off from not watching the main broadcast.
Yeah.
You're not getting your own video feed. Now, do we have enough technology where, again, you press a button and you're controlling the feed that you have? Adam Silver's going to be on with Craig and Big Mac coming up at 4. And I don't know if this is going to be talked about. I'm not even saying it should be. But Adam Silver in the past has talked about the technology and the future of controlling how you watch your own game. Adam Silver's words, not mine. He's the one who's brought that up about, hey, I envision a world in which the fans are controlling their TV experience. So what I'm saying is not crazy. Maybe it's more into the future. But I'm not getting nuts about the video stuff. Yeah. I'm getting nuts about the audio stuff. This is what the fans want.
I think that's a very healthy thing that you should record and have them play as a payoff, since you didn't get to ask Manfred the question.
No. First of all, my question to Adam Silver, and I'm not doing that anymore. They can ask whatever they want. Craig knows how to do an interview. Big Mac knows how to do an interview. They don't need any advice from me. But the one thing I'm interested in, and it's me, I can't say that everyone else is. And that's why I let them determine it, because this is what interests me as a diehard basketball fan. Evan Roberts, one guy. I want to press him on a tournament to determine who gets the number 1 pick. It is an idea I've been passionate about for a decade. I think clearly it makes the most sense today than it ever did based on the problem with tanking. But Adam Silver, when asked about tanking, will talk about, I'm so excited about these new lottery odds. And I just want to say to him, dude, you got to stop with the odds. There should be a tournament, and the winner of that tournament not only gets the number 1 pick, but they earn a postseason spot. So the players are incentivized because they want to go to the playoffs. The fans are incentivized because they get the player, and I bet you'll do really well off it. And so, again, I don't know if that's a pressing issue. I know for me, for the team I root for the situation I've been in, that is something I'm very passionate about. And no one has ever pressed him on it. It's just, how are we going to fix tanking? And he has his own cockamamie idea. I think that idea, and it's been fleshed out by more than just me, makes the most sense. And I've never heard this commissioner on record explain why it's not a brilliant idea.
I like it, Evan.
So that's just me. But Adam Silver will be on this radio station. I think it's 4 o'clock or 4:15. I want to make sure about it.
4:15.
It's 4:15?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to say 4 o'clock because then you get to tune in early.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And he might come early.
He may come early. CP came early, and I felt so bad. I was like, do you want to come on early?
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, do your thing. I'll see you at noon. And I was like, all right.
He's hanging in the newsroom.
But I felt bad. I was like, I don't want to make a stand here, especially since no one's in the newsroom. Poor CP's probably out there like no one works
He's
here.
answering the phones.
Gallows chewing his ear off.
Oh, that's true. Oh, boy. And speaking of CP, when we come back, let's talk some Knicks basketball. Let's break down this series, what this regular season was, what we learned from it, what worries us, what gives us confidence, how far are the New York Knicks going to go, and it all starts on Saturday against the Hawks. We're going to break it down next. Plus, we'll mix in your phone calls at 888-808-1019. It is Evan and Tiki. Tiki is back next week. We are here until 2 this afternoon.
HSS is the ranked number 1 in orthopedics for 16 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. When you choose HSS, you're receiving the best orthopedic care you can get. Now, with expanded services in New Jersey, patients can receive world-class care from their first appointment through to surgery and follow-up care. For sports injuries, joint replacements, spine care, and more, learn more at hss.edu/New Jersey.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Do I think the Dallas Cowboys could trade up into the top 10 of the NFL draft to select an impact defensive player? I do. Do I think they should do it? Absolutely not. Dallas, with all its issues on defense, the Cowboys hold the 12th and 20th overall picks in the first round of the draft. Dallas needs to use both of those picks on defenders as opposed to trading up to only select one. The window is still open for this team. Need to add talent now. I'm Nick Costos.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank. N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey, Mount Vernon, don't miss out on your chance to celebrate the grand opening of Floor & Decor. Visit them starting April 23rd for 7 days of deals. Enjoy vendor demonstrations from your favorite brands and giveaways all week long. Get more info at flooranddecor.com/Mount Vernon Pro.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Thursday, April 23rd, round 1. Big Blue and Gang Green will be on the clock with futures at stake. New York heads down to Atlanta to take the court for a pivotal Game 3. A huge night in New York sports, and the FAN crew is getting together to party.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
Boomer, Gio, Jerry, Evan, Tiki, and Morash, Carton, and McMonigal all crash the Fans rooftop here in Manhattan. And you can check them out streaming live on WFAN's YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram. From the penthouse at 345 Hudson Square Properties. Sponsored in part by Sloman's. Save on AC today. And your home for everything New York sports. WFAN.
ServPro, cleaning, restoration, construction like it never happened. Call 1-800-ServPro.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Growing a brand is hard, but reaching the right customers shouldn't be. Meet Outcomes from Viant. We've built an intelligent platform that handles the complexity of digital advertising for you. Powered by advanced AI, we help your brand show up in the right places at the right time and ensure that every dollar you spend leads to a real business result. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
At NYU Langone Health, we know there really is no place like home. That's why we get our surgery patients home faster and have fewer readmissions than any other health system. That means once you're home, you won't need to go back for the same procedure. Instead, you can get back to the things you love. And the next time you need something else, we're here. Better health starts with a better health system. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-game parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We're your official station to talk Yankees and Mets. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Here we are on a Friday in New York City, and finally this long roller coaster-like, kind of annoying regular season is over, and tomorrow at 6 o'clock the New York Knicks will begin their journey against a familiar opponent, even though they're not familiar at all because there's nobody left from 5 years ago, the Atlanta Hawks. And joining us right now, CP the franchise, who's all set for this. Game one is Saturday night at Madison Square Garden. Knicks-Hawks. First of all, congratulations. CP got married a few days ago. Hold on, let's get his mic on. Where is it? Right over there. Bang!
Bang.
Sound like Mike Breen. So congratulations on that.
Yes.
How does it feel? Do you
Thank
feel
sir.
different?
Yeah, I feel great, man. I feel fantastic. You know, I planned it right before the playoffs like a maniac because...
Did you really? So this was all a part of your plan?
This was all part of the plan. But the good news is my wife, she's equally as diehard of a Knicks fan as I am. So she was all a part of the plan. She was all on board because she knows we got to lock in every game. We got to get to the watch parties. We got to travel. We got to be on the road. You know, summertime, it gets in the summer league. So this is the time. But we had a fantastic time. Family-filled wedding on Sunday. It was beautiful.
Did you get introduced to Go New York, Go New York, Go? How did you guys come out?
We came out first to the NBA on NBC theme.
I love it.
Back to the old days of
Nice.
the 90s, getting ready for the playoffs. So it was beautiful, man.
All right, let me ask you this about the regular season, because I was having a fun time the other day. I was listening back to the beginning of the season and what I said and everyone said, talking about the regular season. And we got here, and they won probably the amount of games we expected.
Yeah.
Like, I had them as a 50-win team. They won 53 games. They're the 3 seed. But there were so many roller coasters, especially the downstretch that they had, that caused a little bit of worry from some fans. Now that it's over, and it's been completed, and everybody's relatively healthy, How would you kind of summarize the regular season?
I still think it's a successful season. They won 53 games with a new coach, a new system, guys trying to get acclimated to new roles, even Karl Anthony Towns. Look at the way he started the season, in doubt. I thought he finished the season strong. Jalen Brunson finished the season at an all-NBA level. You know, the play of Mitchell Robinson. They had top to bottom, guys had good seasons. And for Mike Brown, his first year in the fire, coming out of Sacramento where he was shown the door early, he had to learn. They had to learn. You know, Mike Brown admitted that he had to dial some things back in his system like never before to make sure that he was getting the best out of these players. They won the NBA Cup, which was a high. They had a few 4-game losing streaks where you questioned, you know, can this team really get the job done? But nevertheless, it's all about now. And I felt like they finished the season strong. They hit that switch. I think they're ready to go, man.
What alarmed you the most at any point this regular season, despite them finishing strong?
The losses to Detroit and OKC. Not being able to beat the top of the East and the West, just like last year. Those are, you know, the quote-unquote elite teams. And not only losing, getting absolutely demolished. When you think about Detroit, it just had me thinking, well, of course, Detroit's going to get up for that game. They're circling all those games based on last year's playoff result. But the way that the Knicks lost, it just really, to me, exacerbated some of their weaknesses that came about last year in the playoffs. And we could see it this year again because it's the same team.
It's funny, like, yes, the OKC and certainly the Detroit stuff, but they did such a better job this year against good teams than they did last year.
Yeah.
And across the board statistically, if you look at their defensive rating, their offensive rating, they were a better team. Not saying significantly better, but just looking at the sample size of 82 games, they were relatively healthy. I thought they handled Mitchell Robinson beautifully.
Beautifully.
Like, they were better this year than they were last year. And the success against good teams, I thought, stood out to me despite their struggles against the Pistons.
Offensively, when you look at the contrast between Mike Brown and Tibbs, number one, the ball movement was better and more consistent this year.
Yeah.
The off-ball movement, the cutting, was more consistent this year. They got to their three-point attempt diet, which is around what Mike Brown wants to be, around 40 attempts per game, you know, modern NBA shots. So I thought all that was pretty good under Mike Brown. And then you saw him go into the bench. You saw that at some extended bench contributions from the Koliks, from the Diawaras of the world. Hey, Jordan Clarkson coming in on a vet minimum contract. I thought he finished the season very well. So I think there were some positives between this year and last year, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
And now it's the Atlanta Hawks in the first round of the postseason. The other thought I was giving was, all right, everything about the Knicks feels like we expected almost. All right, it's going to take some work. They're going to have to learn Mike Brown. They kind of did that. They won the amount of games they were going to win. But I thought about what changed in the Eastern Conference between October and now, and to me, it's everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, Detroit, at least for me, and maybe you didn't feel this way, Detroit was much better than I thought they would be.
Me too. Likewise.
Boston, I think the surprise is how quickly Jason Tatum got healthy.
Yeah.
Big surprise.
Yes.
I thought the Pacers could actually be good.
Yeah.
Non-factor.
Yeah.
The Bucks, non-factor. Cleveland makes a major change in terms of bringing in that fraud, James Harden. Sorry, my opinion slips in. It almost feels like, and I know Atlanta was like a trendy pick. Sean was big on Atlanta. Fine. It worked out that way.
That was Trae Young's Hawks, though. These are a completely different Hawks.
Yeah. Doesn't it feel like the rest of the East changed significantly from October, more so than even the Knicks?
They did. And give them credit, especially the Hawks. Give them credit. When they gave the keys to Jalen Johnson and showed Trae Young the door, I was expecting, competitive, but really building towards the future. But he's really taking them on an expedited pace. And to get them to the 6th, they almost had the 5th seed. They had a great year. But why is everybody discrediting the Knicks? Why is everybody crapping on the Knicks? Like, this is the same team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals with a deeper bench, finished the year strong, and could have some wrinkles this year that we haven't seen before.
So it's a great question, and I brought this up yesterday. Obviously, I bring it up as someone that hates the Knicks, which I find ironic that we're completely different, yet in this regard, I think we're very similar.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they're being disrespected. And I was even going through the Vegas odds. The biggest chance of an upset, according to Vegas, is this series.
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous.
I think that's crazy, too.
I think it's ridiculous.
And so let's dive deeper. Why? Is it an anti-New York thing? Is it something about Karl Anthony Towns? What is it that makes, because I think it comes more nationally than locally, why do you think the Knicks are disrespected?
If you go back to last year, the Eastern Conference Finals, the first 2 games being embarrassed, their regular season, again, not being able to beat the OKCs and the Detroit Pistons of the world. And yes, the Hawks, they're a bit of a good story with Jalen Johnson and Nickeil Alexander-Walker playing well. But nevertheless, I think it's disrespectful. I think it's ridiculous to think that the Hawks will upset the Knicks. They don't have the playoff experience. They don't have the bench depth. Who off of that bench should the Knicks really fear? I mean, you're going to be asking a lot for Jalen Johnson and for Nickeil Alexander-Walker to be playing above their pay grade right now in a 7-game series to beat the Knicks, because that's what it's going to take. They have no answer for Karl-Anthony Towns. Yes, they have Dyson Daniels, but when Jalen Brunson wants to get into his bag, he's damn near unstoppable. And as I said, from the wing stop to the Knicks' depth, they're going to be ready come Saturday at 6 p.m.
I want to go back to something you said on the answer previously. You said, and who knows, a couple more wrinkles. It was just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, off the Hawks win, off the Celtics win, and Jalen Brunson was asked about him and Karl-Anthony Towns, the pick and roll. Like, why has that not been there? And he had kind of a very blunt, I don't know where it's been. Yeah. When you say a couple new wrinkles, do you think Mike Brown was holding back stuff this year and now we're going to see a lot of different offense here?
I do. I really do. In the beginning of the season, when he talked about the system that he implemented, that read and react system, it's not a lot of plays. It's not a lot of sets. It's just feel. It's instinct. It's moving the ball. It's cutting and passing as such. And so, but he did say that when the playoffs come, he may implement some new plays and some new sets, because, look, when you're playing a team 3-4 times, and sometimes with the NBA Cup sprinkled in, maybe even 5, when you get to the playoffs, they know what you're going to do. You know what you're going to do. And so I think he is holding some things close to the vest so as to not be as predictable. And then, hey, then the other team is going to have to adjust. But utilizing your two best players, that's Jokic and Murray. It's only natural. You have to do it.
It was just so weird that the entire season, when you were breaking down the regular season, a part of the concerns were, boy, you got to figure out a way to get Jalen Brunson and Cat going. You need more of that two-man game, more of that pick and roll.
I said that right here.
Yeah, it didn't happen until there were like 2 games left in the season, and it looked so good that I think it's the enthusiasm of, it works. But it was odd that it took until the very end. You're calling for it in January. Yeah. We're talking about it before the season starts, and it took the final 2 games of the season before we really saw how dynamic that two-man game could be between them. It's strange to me.
It was odd, and at times when they did run the pick and roll and the opposing defenses are putting wings on Karl-Anthony Towns and they're able to switch those actions, it may not have been as effective. When they played the Atlanta Hawks in that final regular season game matchup between those two guys, the Hawks had to put Okongwu on Karl-Anthony Towns. And
how'd that look?
It was a bit more effective. And so, but also you have to also think about this equal opportunity offense that the Knicks have, where guys like Josh Hart and OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, guys have the freedom and the wherewithal to take shots and put the ball on the floor. And so it's not always going to be just, force it through Brunson or force it through Towns. Other guys have opportunities as well. But in crunch time, the Knicks are the best clutch team in the NBA by a record this year, and I think that's going to come through those two guys.
That was kind of nuts, and it's true. The stats in the fourth quarter are through the roof, and it's because, and I think this is the advantage that they clearly have in this series, is Jalen Brunson. If there are close games late, and there may not be, but if there are, you're going to trust him like we always have since he's gotten here to make the big play in the big moment.
The most 40-point games in the NBA playoffs since 2022. Captain Clutch, man. It's Captain Clutch. And the disrespect for him is just ridiculous. Every time he hits the big stage, he performs. I've seen it live. I've seen it on TV. He is that guy in the fourth quarter. The key for the Knicks is everybody else is going to have to come along for the ride. You can't just be riding with him throughout, because by the time you get to the Eastern Conference Finals like they did last year, he was spent.
Right.
He had to deal with Asar Thompson and Ron Holland in Detroit. He had to deal with Drew Holiday, Derek White in the Celtics. By the time he got to the Pacers series, the entire Pacers guard depth was guarding him at 94 feet. And if nobody else is helping him, the bench, Mikal Bridges, Karl-Anthony Towns, you're going to tax him. And that might not bode well for the Knicks.
The only critique is sometimes he gets too ball dominant and doesn't get his teammates involved enough. You saw it a little bit this season. I guess that's the one concern you have about him at times with this offense.
It's a tricky balance, but guys have to make their shots.
Right.
It's trust. Right? And so the balance between trusting those guys and trusting yourself, knowing that you can go out there and get a bucket 9 times out of 10 and be successful, it's hard, especially for a score-first guard like Jalen Brunson. But I think by and large, he knows what he has to do for this team. The playoff experience is going to show come Saturday at 6 p.m.
I want to take you back 10 months ago. Tom Thibodeau is dismissed, and the narrative on this station, the narrative of the fan base was, when we arrive at the playoffs, the expectations on whoever the new coach later ends up being Mike Brown is going to be, you got to take this next step now. And that's almost unfair to put the pressure on a coach coaching this team for the first year. We're here. It's playoff eve. We've talked about, everything that he waited and held in the holster. Net positive, net even, net negative. What are you expecting from Mike Brown compared to the past playoff runs with Tom Thibodeau?
He's got to take him to the finals. He has to absolutely take him to the finals. But in the way that he's going to do that is utilizing some of the depth that he has. That was the knock on Tibbs last year, especially in the Eastern Conference Finals. He waited until 3-4 games in to go to Landry Shamet more off of the bench. It's a little bit different now with Mike Brown. He has Deuce McBride coming off the bench. He has Landry Shamet coming off the bench. And he's got the wild card in Jordan Clarkson. Yeah. I say wild card because you don't know what you're going to get from him night in and night out. It's a flip of a coin. But if Clarkson doesn't have it, hey, we're going to Grand Theft Alvarado, shift the momentum, change the energy of the team, and see what we can get there. But the bench has to perform this year.
How could the possibility occur that the Knicks lose this series, which I don't think will happen? CP doesn't think will happen. We'll come back and break it down. We'll go deeper into this series. We'll get to some of your calls, too, if you want to chime in. 888-808-1019. It is Evan and Tiki. Tiki's in Paris. Shaun's in the big chair. CP's here on playoff eve. It's Evan and Tiki on the Fan.
And if you're looking to level up your wardrobe, check out Collars & Co. You might have seen them on Shark Tank where they landed a deal with Mark Cuban. They're behind the dress collar polo that sold over 1 million shirts. Now they've launched the Maverick Performance Blazer, and this thing is legit. It's short, lightweight, and completely wrinkle resistant. Perfect for travel. Just pack it up and it comes out looking fresh. Plus, you get smart features like security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. I know Tiki loves that pocket square. So hit collarsandco.com and use code Tiki for 20% off. And this portion of the program was sponsored by St. Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. It's also sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
Thursday, April 23rd, round 1. Big Blue and Gang Green will be on the clock with futures at stake. Plus, New York heads down to Atlanta to take the court for a pivotal Game 3. A huge night in New York sports, and the FAN crew is getting together to party.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs. Have some fun.
Boomer, Gio, Jerry, Evan, Tiki, and Morash, Carton, and McMonigal all crash the Fans rooftop here in Manhattan. And you can check them out streaming live on WFAN's YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram. From the penthouse at 345 Hudson Square Properties. Sponsored in part by Sloman's. Save on AC today. And your home for everything New York sports. WFAN.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York, are you looking to make a difference? St. Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-714-4800. That's 718-714-4800.
The all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5 is designed to give you balance of style, advanced technology, and craftsmanship in a family-friendly SUV that delivers exceptional value. Get more with the all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5, the smart choice. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
The most important meal of the day just got better at Dunkin'. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, all for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. 6 crispy golden hash browns, a warm, delicious bacon, egg, and cheese, and a medium coffee to start your day off right. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way or order Dunkin's $6 meal deal. No substitutions, participation times may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Hi, this is John Starks. At John Starks Kia, we don't play games. No gimmicks, no tricks, no hidden fees, no surprises, and no money down. See you at John Starks Kia in Queens.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
penalty kick
out of the park!
From way downtown for a
beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hey, this is Sal Licata. Right now is the time to make sure that your current cooling system is ready for hot weather. You don't want it to fail when it's 90 degrees out, and if it's over 15 years old, you're wasting your money. Get a new high-efficiency AC system right now from my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling. They are New Jersey's air conditioning experts and have been for decades. Take it from me. These guys have done plenty of work on my house. You'll save money and stay cooler. Contact them now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
Step up your game in a Mercedes-Benz from Ray Catena. When it comes to performance, luxury, and selection, count on the power of 3. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Ray Catena of Freehold, and Mercedes-Benz of Union. 3 powerhouse locations delivering what matters most. First-class customer service and an experience that's always a win. Their expert team is ready to help you find the perfect Mercedes-Benz, whether it's a gas, hybrid, or all-electric. Make your move to the triple luxury Mercedes-Benz dealerships. Visit RayCatenaMercedes.com.
I'm Neil, founder of Clay Room. When I found ceramics, I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative. So I set out to open my own studio. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. Now we're molding a creative community.
With the Chase Ink Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ Sense is a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released 3rd-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hello, New York, New Jersey.
Bank of America, in partnership with Visa, invites you to a FIFA World Cup 26 watch party. Open an eligible Bank of America checking account and participating financial centers only for an opportunity to reserve 2 complimentary tickets while supplies last. Experience special musical guests, games, giveaways, food, and more, all at a legendary venue. Learn more at BofA.com/BofA Visa Watch Party. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 26. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win. Like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Yo! I'm going to try to address this later, but I'm going through all the articles written about James Dolan and a potential surveillance program that they have at Madison Square Garden. But I'm trying to read as much about it before I give you an opinion on it, because there's just so much. There's a Wired article that came out about the surveillance that happens at Madison Square Garden. And then Pablo Torre has a story. I will say, before we get into it later, I don't love the fact that stories like this come out on the eve of the postseason, only because it looks weird that you're dropping it now. Like you're doing it for the added attention.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean none of it isn't true. Again, we'll get into it later once I get through all the words, because there's a lot of words written. But it's odd. And I'm sure a Knicks fan feels that way. Like, why? My owner may be nuts. He may be crazy.
Yeah.
But why are we doing this on the eve of the postseason?
Have you seen some of the pictures, though?
Pictures of who?
There's a grainy picture of a redhead during Nets-Knicks in November eating chicken fingers on the bridge. It's very odd. The Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ Precision Cooking. Effortless results, chefiq.com. The Hawks think they know the key to beating the Knicks in their first-round series that will begin tomorrow. Former Pacers backup center, now in the Hawks, Tony Bradley, said the key to this series is punching the Knicks in the mouth first, citing that he sat there and witnessed the Knicks looking, quote, demoralized after Halliburton shot in Game 1 of the conference finals a year ago.
How would you respond to that? CP, the franchise, joining us today.
I heard it. And for the Knicks, that should be locker room material. Yeah. They need to circle the first 2 games from last year, that Eastern Conference Finals matchup, and that loss, the way that they lost, and they were embarrassed. They need to remember that every single game. And when they see Tony Bradley, hey, he's got to tango with my guy, Big Country Mitchell Robinson on the boards. Can Tony Bradley out-rebound Mitchell Robinson? Because that's what it's going to take for the Hawks. They're going to have to win the possession battle game in and game out to have a chance to beat the Knicks.
Yeah, I was trying to figure this out yesterday, not only as a talk show host, but as someone that would love to see the Knicks lose in the first round. It would give me great joy.
Yeah. From your season tickets. from your seats.
I'll take my loss. Yeah. I'll take it. And the only thing I could come up with is that this is a really good defensive team. They've got a lot of length. They've got a lot of athleticism. And if they could force turnovers on the Knicks, I guess I could see this getting ugly in that regard. Is that kind of the thing that would have to – but barring injury, I always leave that out because that's stupid. Obviously, if there's a major injury, things could change. We know that. Yeah. But is that advantage that Atlanta has, their length, the way they defend, is that the thing that could kind of change this series a little bit in your mind, or is there something else?
Yeah. To me, that's the Knicks' Achilles heel. It's going up against those wingy, versatile, athletic defenses. Those are the ones that typically can slow the Knicks down. What I didn't like in terms of the way that the Knicks finished the season was that you had a couple games where they were just sloppy, totally careless. There's one thing about forced turnovers. There's another thing about just handing the other team the ball. And even in that game in Atlanta, I saw the Knicks doing that and said, against a team like that, you have to be careful with it. They're a top 10 team in terms of turnover percentage, and that's part of the possession battle. If you're going to hand them those opportunities, you're going to have Jalen Johnson, he's their dynamo, getting out in transition, and then they're going to want to hoist up threes. They have nothing to lose. So they're going to go to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's top 3 in corner three-point percentage. C.J. McCollum, like going to those guys.
And those 2 guys specifically have postseason experience.
Yes, to a certain extent.
To an extent.
Right, and so that's where the Knicks have to be careful there.
Now, I get the vibe based on what you just said and also a conversation in the newsroom. Outside of the obvious, Cat and Brunson, you think Mitchell Robinson might be like a key to a big run here, don't you?
Big time.
Okay.
Big time.
And
how can he not be? I mean,
I know.
When I think of Game 6, that party that you had at the Garden against the Celtics,
the image in my mind is the Mitch possession. I don't know if you feel the same way. I mean, you guys killed him by 80 that day.
Yeah.
But Mitch guarding everybody within a 9-second span and then blocking a corner three. Like, he is that kind of dynamo where he can change a series.
And looks healthier this year, obviously.
He looks great. And you got to give a lot of credit to the Knicks medical staff. They went no back-to-backs. He skipped like the first 10 or so games of the first part of the season, the beginning of the season. He looks great with the offensive rebounds. He's back to himself. He's guarding on the perimeter, blocking shots on the perimeter. Like, I would have no issues with him getting switched out to Jalen Johnson on the perimeter.
Right.
And to me, that's advantage Knicks.
Yeah.
He's been great. And he called those guys out. He called out his team later in the season when their effort, their focus just wasn't there, and he's been leading by example.
Yeah, he was vocal on social media a few times this season, but he's an incredible X factor. And then you wonder, like, does Quinn Snyder pull the let's get him off the floor by fouling him bit, which we saw a little bit in the postseason because obviously free throws is the bugaboo. And he was being hacked, in my opinion, not just to get a possession by him hitting free throws, but by forcing Tom Thibodeau then, and now Mike Brown, to get him off the court. Yeah. That's what kind of defender he is, that they were hacking him to get him off the court last season.
Yeah, it's a Missoula strategy. Every coach is going to go to it. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. And it's part of that winning the possession battle. That's the way that you guard against Mitchell Robinson being so dominant on the court.
We talked probably about 3 weeks ago now about switching the starting five because of the issues that it's had.
Yeah.
And Mike Brown would stand there after games and say, yeah, it's not good enough, but would never make a change. Obviously not going to make it now. But where have you kind of stood on shaking up the starting five because of the slow starts that they have gotten off to?
With the exception of pulling Hart for Robinson, I really wasn't on board with it because I think Hart just gives you those intangibles that nobody else on this team can give you. Going after the 50-50 balls in the playoffs is going to be vital. A secondary playmaker to go along with Jalen Brunson. They don't have that many guys that can play make around the perimeter. Josh Hart can do it, especially in transition. If they can get the stops and get him out in transition, he can push the ball ahead to Bridges, and they can get some easy buckets that way. As I mentioned on the rebounding. And then the three-point shooting, we'll see what happens come game one. But he finished the season red hot, 40% shooting from three. We saw Tibbs stick with Hart for a long time. Mike Brown is stuck with Hart for a long time. And look, if it's not working, if he's not spacing the floor well, if he's not doing the things to impact the game, quick hooks. You can go to Shamet, you can go to Deuce, you can go to Mitch, depending on what the matchup dictates.
Yeah, and they're healthy, which wasn't a guarantee earlier this season that they get here healthy. Now the question is, can they get through it healthy? You start the postseason healthy, that's perfect. Now you got battles to get through this thing healthy. And that's going to decide things. We all remember 2 years ago. I mean, injuries derailed him. It was a big part of it. Yeah. Let's get to some of your phone calls, 888-808-1019. CP the Franchise hanging out with us on the eve of the NBA postseason as the Knicks will start it off tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden, 6 o'clock on Amazon Prime. Let's go to Andrew in Brooklyn. Good afternoon, Andrew.
Shaun, CP, what's up, y'all?
Andrew.
What's up, man?
Yeah, so y'all mentioned it with Mike Brown, and one thing that impressed me with his coaching job this year was, especially at the end of the season, saying to himself, I got to get Brunson and Cat going together. That, the Brunson Hero Ball, which is very reliable, could get you past the first 2 rounds, but it's not going to win you a chip. But I'm just going to pivot real quick. I've given up on seeing Phoenix and Brooklyn version of Bridges' offensive game. But how much do you start getting him going this series since it's the first round to get his shot going to win the chip? Thank you for the time, y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, man. What do you think?
Yeah. I think along with Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges is a guy, he just seems like a confidence guy where you have to go to him early to get him going early. And that is, getting him out in transition and getting him those shots early in the game because that impacts his defense, and then he's more engaged. He's locked in. I think one of the challenges that he's had, what Karl Anthony Towns has had, is that there's a lot of mouths to feed in that Knicks starting five. We mentioned Hart. When Hart gets the ball in his hands, he wants to make a move. Brunson, Towns, when OG gets the rock, he's going for it. So I think Mikal Bridges has had issues this year just finding his role. He's certainly not the Brooklyn guy where you guys had no options. It was a terrible team.
Very different scenario.
It was very different.
You didn't have to say that, but thank you.
Yeah, that felt personal.
Still is.
Very different scenario. But look, he's also going to be tasked with chasing Nickeil Alexander-Walker around, C.J. McCollum. So I think defensively he's going to be very important.
That's where he's most important.
Most important.
We have to forget about him being the Phoenix or Brooklyn version. He needs to be the defender. I mean, I think back, we talked about last year's playoffs with Mitch and that Game 6. Mikal Bridges had the walk-off defensive stop.
Yes, he did.
And I remember when that happened, rightfully so, because I would hear it from Knicks fans, he's worth every pick. And I get it. That's why he's here.
Yeah.
He's here to win postseason games. So if he can make those impactful defensive plays, not just at the end of games, but throughout games, then he's worth it.
But here's also what I say about Mikal Bridges is, let's say Brunson's not having his typical efficient night, and let's say Towns is just checked out or the wing is just taking him out. When you look down the hierarchy of shot creators, Mikal Bridges is next in line as a guy who can put the ball on the floor, pull up into a mid-range. And so to Andrew's point, they still need him to be engaged on the offensive end.
Sure. Let's go to Mike in Clifton Park. Good afternoon, Mike.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, Mike.
Good.
So listen, my feeling is this year's Knicks team with Mike Brown beats last year's Knicks team with Tibbs. And so I think the Knicks team is better. But the issue is I think the competition in the East is better this year. Detroit's gotten better. I think Boston's better. Cleveland, I think, could be better. So if they don't make it back to where they were last year, I'm thinking, it may not be a coaching issue, and the pressure shouldn't be on Brown, but it's like, how do you increase the talent level? And those are my thoughts, and thanks a lot, guys.
First, I want to think about that for a second. Is the East, because we talked about this towards the beginning of this discussion about the differences in the Eastern Conference from what we thought in October to where we are now. Going into the playoffs last year, let's not forget this. Yeah. The Celtics were healthy and better.
Yep.
The Boston Celtics last year were better than the Boston Celtics of this year. I think that's a very agreeable statement.
Yeah. Yes.
Were the Cavs, I'm trying to think of how to word this. Were the Cavs better going into the postseason last year than the Pistons are now? Like, how would you kind of compare the top of the East from last year to this year?
I think the Cavs were better just based on their prior experience.
Yeah.
With Mitchell, with the Twin Towers, and with Garland. The expectation was that they should have went to the NBA Finals or the Conference Finals at the very least. But I think that's why you can't really translate regular season success into what the postseason
I don't think you can either.
Look like.
Yep.
You can't.
Because think about this about Cleveland. They won 64 games last year.
That's right.
The Pistons won 60, which is, by the way, an unbelievable number.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming. So I don't know if I can say this is better than last year. It's different.
Well,
very different than last year.
I think the Celtics were the better powerhouse, but I think just distribution-wise in the East, I think there's just more, I guess we can call them pesky teams.
Parity.
Parity. But you know what I mean? Teams that can compete and give you deep series. Play your game of fear factor. Knicks challengers in this postseason. Rank them 1 through 4. Who scares you the most?
Detroit.
Just because of what they did in the regular season?
Detroit. But, we'll see what happens with Charlotte and Orlando. Styles make fights.
Dude, Charlotte,
and
CP, I'm telling you right now, if Charlotte wins tonight, I don't know if they'll beat Detroit.
Yeah.
That's going to be a series.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And a lot of Knicks fans want them to take it deep into the series, please.
I'm sure.
But even the Celtics, I've circled the Knicks on the calendar. And I know that was a great game the other night. Jaylen Brown doesn't play.
Yeah.
So, I mean, where are you at with the Celtics?
Fantastic season. Jaylen Brown playing at an MVP level, and Tatum, not Tatum of old, but still impactful and still at an all-star level. My question with Boston is, can they defend this Knicks team, this Knicks offense? And also, that supporting cast, Baylor Shireman played over his head in that game against the Garden, was lighting it up from 3. Do we trust him in the playoffs? Do we trust the Hugo Gonzalez's of the playoffs, the Luka Garzas, the Demeas Catas? Yeah. Their supporting cast.
It's not what it was last year.
It's not Porzingis. No. It's not Drew Holiday. And Derek White is not the same guy.
No, I agree with you.
He's not the same guy.
That's why the Celtics are so different. Like, I think the fear of the Celtics is more the cinema of them on a revenge tour because of what happened.
Yes.
And I get it. Like, that would scare me too. Like, Tatum goes down, even though they seem to forget. You guys were up 3-1 when Tatum went down. Let's be honest.
They were winning that series anyway. They were winning that
series. I agree with you. Now, Sean fights with me and says, well, the Celtics could have come back. Sure, they could have come back. Sure. I don't think they would have.
It was a championship team. It's still hard to close a team out.
I understand, but you were 1 win away. The Knicks were 1 win away from closing that series out if Tatum didn't get hurt. But that's the cinema. That's the nature of, Tatum went down. And you see the way they're pumping this up on NBC, like the return tour and all the comments Jaylen Brown's made. But from a basketball standpoint, and you talk about how they're so different bench-wise, the depth of that team, and then even just the matchup, like, they wouldn't scare me from that regard.
They don't scare me. It's Brown, it's Tatum, and it's Pritchard. Now, Pritchard as a shot creator,
he's a pain in the ass.
He's nasty. But overall, I don't think their defense is as strong as it was last year without Holiday, without Horford, without Porzingis. I don't think it's is that strong.
And Cleveland, like, I've kind of viewed them as frauds, and they only added to that by adding the biggest fraud of them all, and James Harden.
Got to prove it. Yeah. Got to prove it. I think, look, Spider, but with the Twin Towers, they've never scared me. Hopefully they take Detroit deep into a series in the second round, but other than that, I wouldn't be fearful of Cleveland either.
And where would you put Atlanta on this list? Because I know that there was a pick your opponent feeling going into the first round. It could be Toronto. There was even a chance it could be Orlando.
Yeah.
Where would you put Atlanta in there?
Toronto would definitely have been top of the list.
Amen.
That would have been a sweep. I'll put Atlanta right underneath. I don't see how this thing goes past 5 games, to be honest with you. If it does, I think the Knicks are ready to roll.
Look at that confidence.
Yeah.
No homer shades, no pom-poms. This Knicks team, they're locked and loaded, man. They're locked and loaded.
So I was thinking about this last night. I was like, all right, how am I going to predict this series? Specifically. I don't like to screw around. I want a specific prediction. And I think you'll appreciate this. I call this the Joe Badingo, all right? Joe B, whenever a Knicks series would start, would say the same thing to me. Do you realize, bro, we have never won a series where we lost game 1 at home, bro? And he would always mention it. And every time, obviously, the Knicks would lose a game 1 at home, he would turn out to be prophetic. We saw it last year. I kind of have this weird feeling.
Oh, boy. It's bad juju.
No, it's good juju.
Okay. All right.
You're going to lose game 1 and then win the next 4. Man. And then, what did you not hear the next part? And then win the next 4. You're going to finally break this stupid but true Joe Badingo point, which has been true, that you can't win a home series when you lose game 1. Why are you shaking your head? It's a compliment.
I don't like it.
Because I said they're going to lose a game.
I don't like it. It's not setting a good tone.
Yeah.
You are setting up for a Monday afternoon show with doom and gloom. Do we need to fire Mike Brown? Do we need to go get Giannis?
Yeah.
Is this team ready for it? I can't.
You heard Tony Bradley about punching them in the mouth in game 1.
Right.
Tony Bradley's wrong about that. See, what he got wrong about that is it wasn't that the Knicks lost game 1. It was that it was an all-time collapse. And it was pulled out of the rear end. It was an unspeakable collapse. That's not what I'm saying would happen. I mean, I've seen plenty of postseason series over the years, especially with the upset team, where they steal game 1.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we have a series. And then the good team says, okay, that was adorable. And they slap you right back and win the next 4. That's what I can kind of vibe with this series. So I actually agree with you that I think the Knicks are going in 5. I'm just saying that it may start off badly.
Yeah.
That's all.
You know what? I feel like we're getting very positive CP vibes here.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, you want to make it negative?
No, not negative. But now I'm going to take it to Dream World. CP.
Okay.
All right. Hey, they got to get to the finals.
Yeah.
All right. We obviously know whatever. Cross that bridge when they get there. Who they play in the finals. We know Oklahoma City's a behemoth.
Yeah.
Who do you want in the finals to realistically?
What kind of question is that?
To realistically, San Antonio.
What do you mean? What kind of question? He gave you a good answer.
But what do you mean? Because
he's being honest. You don't want Oklahoma City.
No.
So who do you
Antonio.
think the Knicks could beat in the NBA Finals?
Oh, okay. So it's
Spurs or the Nuggets. But I don't think the Nuggets have the defense to get there.
Yeah, I thought before the season, Denver, I can't have that confidence now.
Yeah.
All right, so you're answering it in terms of who you would want to play based on the matchup.
Yes.
I thought it was some kind of like
No.
fantasy. What Western Conference city you and your wife want to go to.
Look, if you get there, you're going to want to dream. Who's your dream scenario of a realistic team that gets it you think the Knicks could beat and actually win this freaking thing?
Yeah.
Give it to Spurs.
Spurs and Nuggets. Spurs, Nuggets.
I have a very tough time, and a part of it with San Antonio is the lack of experience. Like this is their moment to learn, and I think it's going to be very valuable. And then they'll be a behemoth. Like they will win a championship in the next couple of years. I have a tough time believing anybody's knocking off OKC.
I don't see it.
It just feels not impossible, but just very unlikely.
Unfortunately for them, it's going to take the Tatum or Halliburton, something bad happening like the SGA or something.
Oh, like an injury?
Yeah, but as we've seen in the NBA playoffs,
Doesn't
you can't
matter.
rule that out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And even on their night off, they're winning. They got the lottery pick off the Warriors Clippers game.
They're so deep.
Right.
That lottery pick thing is hilarious to me. I was saying the other day, if they win the lottery, what I would do if I was them is I would trade out to a team that is desperate and just get set up with more picks but for the future. Like you're almost punting it down the road, saying, I don't need this right now, as great as it would be.
Right.
I don't need it right now. I'll just add 5 more picks in the next 7 years where I'm good.
Yeah.
I think that's how I'd handle it.
Absolutely. I mean, they locked in their big 3. They still have Case and Wallace, where it's like, all right, if he goes, we've got Jared McCain still on a rookie scale deal. Thank you, Philly. Thank you, Daryl Morey, for this gift. So, yeah, you're right. And they picked the big man from Georgetown last year, Sorber.
Yeah.
He didn't even play this year.
Right.
He's on a red shirt. So if Hartenstein goes, they've got somebody else in the wings. I mean, it's just the rich getting richer, man. They've done a tremendous job.
This isn't a negative question, though, but you kind of alluded to it. Like, God forbid they lost game 1 to the Knicks fan. There would be all this crazy talk. First of all, I would try to calm them down. It's one game. It's a best of 7.
Yeah.
But if this season doesn't go finals or bust, and we all agree they got to get to the finals, do you really think they would make major changes? Like, they're telling this core, you better do this, or we are actually going to do something crazy?
I think they will look to make changes. What they can do, it gets trickier. This is a team that's nearing the second apron, and we just talked about OKC's depth. The Detroit Pistons have depth. They haven't even cashed in half of the assets that they have, should they want to make a move to improve themselves. The whole Giannis thing, I just think it's a buyer beware situation. If you're going to try to deplete your depth, I've been saying it on the show numerous times. For a guy like that with the calf injuries and the lower extremity injuries with a ton of mileage, hey, if it's Kawhi Leonard, maybe.
Well,
maybe.
that's different. Yeah, you just have to give him money under the table.
Yeah, give him a little money. Maybe that Aspire situation, he gets his contract voided, and him and Uncle Dennis come here in a package deal. That I would entertain. But Giannis, I don't know.
I don't think Giannis ages well, and I also think, like, I was saying this at the top of the show, and I was being honest but also sad about it, that as a fan of a sports team, when you think things are good and you have a chance every year, something just gets taken away and things go bad. And it's happened with a lot of teams in this town. The Rangers, they were on great runs. All of a sudden, they're writing letters and they're rebuilding. My Nets team, I thought, hey, at least I'll be fun for a few years, and it comes crashing down. The Mets, they're in the NLCS. Now, all of a sudden, it looks like they suck. So
the Jets made back-to-back conference championships. They haven't sniffed the playoffs since.
That was like a decade and a half ago, but yes. So I was saying to the Knicks fan is, cherish the moment. It doesn't mean it's going to go away next year, but cherish it because, as certainly you guys know, you can go a long time without seeing it. And in saying that, it reminds me that this core should just get its full look. And so I don't think I'm ever going to be a believer, even if this season ended early, second round, or wherever it ends. And it's on the table, they could lose to Boston, sure. I don't know if the antidote is, I'm going to blow it up and try something different. To me, it would be, this is a good team. I may never win a championship, but I'm going to continue to run it out there with the hopes that I can. Like, I don't know if I'd have the mindset of, they better win or I'm going to do this thing crazy or I'm going to do that crazy. I don't know if I would ever get to that place with this team.
Yeah, there is this win or else aura around the team. And, the owner came right here, sat here, and put
said
that
it to
out
Craig
there.
and Big Mac, yeah.
You even hear it in the sentiments around Jalen Brunson. It's starting to get a little sour, like that honeymoon that he had, that cloud that he was under when he came in, rightfully so. It's starting to dissipate a little bit. And so the fans are getting anxious. Listen, it's been 50-plus years since they won it. They had a chance to get there last year, so I can understand it. But I'm with you. I think standing pat is the way to go. There's continuity is never a bad thing. And you have 3 draft picks coming up over the summer. Whether they field all of them or not, add some more depth, and you take it from there.
I think if they lose or they struggle, Cat has become the whipping boy. Cat is the guy, and it's everywhere. It's not just local. You heard the lectures that Shaquille O'Neal gives him. Yeah. Give me your confidence level right now in Karl Anthony Towns as we enter the postseason.
1 to 10. In this series, 10.
Yeah. He owns a conquest. Yeah. I mean, he's killed him. Yeah.
Second round against the Celtics, 7. Say 8. And if they were to make it to Detroit, 6.
So it's like a declining number as we go on.
He's got to prove it.
Yeah,
he just hasn't done it. And it's the same thing that they had in Minnesota, the same question marks that they had in Minnesota. If he was better than he was, he wouldn't have gotten traded. He'd still be there.
Fair point, yeah.
Right? So he's got to prove it, man. I like the way that he finished the season. He seems like his mindset is in the right place as compared to earlier in the season when he didn't know his role. Seems locked into his role, but they need him to level up a little bit more.
I don't think it should be a problem because of this matchup and because of how much success he's had against Atlanta and Okonkwo. But one of the things you notice when he struggles is that he just disappears. And there was a stretch of games, not that long ago, about a month ago, where he did not take a 3-point shot 5 games in a row. And I think it was 5 games in a row, a combined 8 first-half shots. Yeah. Just absurdity. I almost think that would be a warning sign early that we're getting the disappearing Cat. And it's very tough to go on a deep run if you're getting the disappearing Cat.
You have to go to him early. Run the offense through him early in that high post. Have the guys cutting. Let him feel good, making those passes. 2-man game with him and Jalen Brunson. Pop out for threes. And put pressure on Okonkwo. Because, look, Okonkwo, he's going to let it fly from 3. And they're going to try to spread the floor with Karl Anthony Towns out there and force him to guard on the 3-point line. But put pressure on Okonkwo early. Maybe go to Towns inside and attack the basket. See which way the referees call it. Are they going to save Okonkwo or are they going to call those real fouls? Right. And then you go to Tony Bradley. Luckily for the Knicks, they don't have Jock Landale to deal with. The big man out of Australia. Yep. Scrappy, and they're saying he's still another 2 weeks away. So, look, I think it's advantage Knicks in the front court any way you slice it.
So, Knicks in 5.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to the NBA Finals as you see the path, which is clearly either going to be Boston, Philly, and then Detroit, Cleveland, or maybe Charlotte if things go nuts?
Yes.
They're going to the Finals.
I'll put them in the Eastern Conference Finals right now.
Oh, you can't back down now. You've been screaming positivity.
I'm not backing down, Morash. Yeah, I'm positive to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm positive.
The Pistons story.
You got to show me that those 3 games. It was it's different, man. Like I said, the wing depth. Saw Thompson, killer.
Yeah.
Ron Holland killed the way that they harassed Jalen Brunson in that series. it's going to put pressure on Karl Anthony Towns to deliver. I can't tell you that. I can't guarantee you that. He's going to deliver in a big spot. I haven't seen it yet at that stage. You know, I'll take that back. Game 3 against the Pacers, when they were down 17 in that fourth quarter, he won the game for them.
Yeah,
I'll give him that credit. He was fantastic. But against Detroit, defensively, that is next to OKC, an elite defense. Those are the top 2 elite defenses in the league. I got to see it done on that stage.
I have thought all year, because sometimes in sports, sometimes in the NFL, like there's these 2 great teams, and I'm like, something will happen. They won't play in the championship game. And I remember saying this to you guys like in January. I was like, something's going to happen with the Knicks and the Pistons, but we're not going to see it. And by the way, it could be Detroit getting knocked off.
Yeah.
It could be the Knicks getting knocked off. I mean, I've stayed steadfast that we're just not going to see this matchup, but boy, it'd be fun to watch. I kind of hope we do get it for that reason.
Yeah. One more thing, CP. Yeah. You're 4 years into your marriage. It's 2030. Who's had the better career, Cade Cunningham or Jalen Brunson? It's an inside show.
Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson.
Put him on the record. Have this
we
debate.
We set up a pre-scheduled debate.
Okay.
April of 2030, we're bringing Tommy Lugauer back, and we're going to argue the careers of Cade Cunningham versus Jalen Brunson.
There you go.
And we'll see where we're at. I mean,
lock it in the vault.
Cade took a big step this year,
Lock
bro.
it in the vault. Robbie, lock it in the vault, man.
Well,
Jalen Brunson, absolutely.
Well, best of luck. I always say it after the Knicks games. Check out KFTV. You guys, all you guys do a great job. So we appreciate you coming by, my man.
Appreciate you guys anytime, man.
Thank you. CP, the franchise. Knicks on Saturday night. We'll come back. We'll get back to your phone calls at 888-808-1019, and we'll set you up for the sports weekend. The Yankees, the Mets play this afternoon, and, of course, the Knicks. It's Evan and Tiki here on The Fan.
Yeah, and on Thursday night, you're going to have that Game 3 of the Knicks and Hawks. You're going to have the NFL Draft. You're going to have Cam Schlittler starting versus the Red Sox. The Mets have a game. Well, guess what? The entire crew, Boomer, Gio, Jerry, Evan, Tiki, me, Carton, McMonigal, we're all going live from the penthouse at 345 Hudson Square Properties. Up on the roof, hanging out. Watch us on YouTube, Instagram, X, and Facebook. All the WFAN social platforms. How often can you get all of us on one roof with the cameras on us reacting to a massive night in New York sports? It's the WFAN Draft Party. Check us out Thursday night.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Detroit Lions general manager Brad Holmes said at his pre-draft media availability that the team does not need to draft an edge rusher or offensive lineman, pointing to free agent signings they've made at those positions. I hate to say this to Brad Holmes and to Lions fans, but you absolutely need to draft an edge rusher, and you also need to draft an offensive lineman. The Lions are in real danger here of having their Super Bowl window close. I'm Nick Costos.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If we're being honest, guys in this town, pretty confident. And hey, that's not a bad thing. But are you willing to put it to the test? California Cryobank is looking for healthy men to become sperm donors. You can earn up to $2,400 a month. Plus, get free health and genetic screenings. And more importantly, you're helping families who can't do this on their own. So if you really think you've got it, and you know who you are, put it to good use. Apply now and see if you qualify. Check out spermbank.com to learn more.
Question: what business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious New York businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. With each package delivered, your business gets paid. Sign up at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
At Paramus Chevrolet, we understand that a car is more than four wheels. It's an extension of who you are. Hey, it's Mike Tandarella, General Manager of Paramus Chevrolet. Because everyone has unique tastes, we stock a large variety of certified pre-owned automobiles. So you're sure to find something you absolutely love. And it gets better. Enjoy our exclusive Paramus Chevrolet VIP Plus program. A lifetime of complimentary oil changes, courtesy shuttles, and loaner car availability. Visit us in person or online at ParamusChevrolet.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some days, self-care starts with Nature-Made gummy vitamins, a deep breath, and a little encouragement.
Mom, I'm really nervous.
Me too, honey, but we've got this. Repeat after me. I'm gonna have a good day.
I'm going to have a good day.
I choose joy no matter what comes my way.
I bring joy wherever I go.
Quality gummy vitamins from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire, nobody.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Ink card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Only 20 calories. Zero sugar. The all-new revitalizing energy drink made with B vitamins. So you can actually feel good about it. Struggling to make it through the afternoon? Wishing every meeting was an email? Sounds like it's time for Dunkin' Zero. It's the perfect pick-me-up without the spiral, and it comes in 6 delicious flavors like Sunzest and Glamberry. Dunkin' Zero. Only at Dunkin'. Dunkin' Zero drinks contain caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Beverages are fruit-flavored, contain 0% fruit juice. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Hey, Mount Vernon, don't miss out on your chance to celebrate the grand opening of Floor & Decor. Visit them starting April 23rd for 7 days of deals. Enjoy vendor demonstrations and select bulk discounts featuring Mapei, Schluter, Ladacrete, and Weedy. Daily giveaways for the first 200 customers and more. Don't miss out on their grand opening celebration all week long, starting April 23rd. Get more info at flooranddecor.com/Mount Vernon Pro.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Now, we'll get to your calls, but I do want to address this Dolan story because it's fascinating, but it's also weird, and it bothers me when a story, and this doesn't mean it isn't true, and I'll get to it into a minute or so. It doesn't mean it isn't true, but it makes me skeptical when an anti-Garden story pops up the day before the Garden becomes center stage. I find that odd. And I don't know if that's done on purpose. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
As I'll get more clicks because more people care right now about a salacious story around Dolan and the Knicks and the Garden today with them playing tomorrow than if I drop this story in the middle of February. But I don't know. it makes me very skeptical. With that said, there are two stories. Pablo Torre did an investigation, and I've not heard his podcast yet, but I guess in the investigation, Charles Oakley told Patrick Ewing, they wiretap all the former Knicks or something like that. But this story from Wired.com talks more specifically about how Dolan keeps a close eye on the Garden and other venues and has blocked people from entering the arena, and that he uses his security team to basically spy on some of the fans that come in. We discovered that Dolan's security team has obsessively tracked Nina Richards, a trans woman, over a 2-year period, monitoring her movements through the venue down to the second. Dolan's biometric surveillance is so extensive that a New York City police officer's photo was added to a face recognition database, and a child triggered an alert at one of Dolan's properties. According to a lawsuit, and our sources at Wired, Dolan's head of corporate security takes such an expansive view of his mission that his employees will functionally cosplay as cops, patrolling the neighborhood, snooping on protesters if they happen to be in the area. You don't have to enter a Dolan venue to be under his watch. For this story, we spoke with 7 current and former employees of Dolan's security service. We reviewed some of their confidential internal reports and Signal group chat messages. How about that?
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, the atmosphere is so rooted in paranoia that former Knicks players warn one another about rooms being bugged, and staffers worry about being watched when they go out to local bars. Quote, people are afraid top to bottom. You can't look at Mr. Dolan when he's walking past. Nope, you can't look at him. One current member of the MSG security team says, adding that his bosses will sometimes say, quote, you're too close to one. That's what we call Mr. Dolan, Executive One.
Like Air Force One?
MSG declined to specifically comment on Wired's reporting about Dolan and his activities of his security teams. So the whole thing is crazy, and it's not surprising because there's been a lot of accusations about this at the Garden, but I guess this just furthers the story. And again, I'm sure a lot of it's true, especially when you've got a current Garden employee, not putting their name out there, but being quoted on it. The timing of it, though, is a little bit like, eh.
See, all right, look, the timing of it, we just did a whole thing this week about the Yankee sound in the stadium that Gary Phillips put out the article. There was a Bob Clappish article a year ago, and the timing, no offense to Bob, was terrible. It was right around when Tom Thibodeau got fired, and nobody paid attention to it.
Right.
And here we are a year later, and now the complaints are loud. So I'm not mad at Tom. Like, if it gets people's attention that James Dolan, for lack of a better term, is orchestrating people to do something that's extremely creepy, like to follow around, somebody who enters the Garden. I know this is whatever, in different neighborhoods or whatever the hell was going on there. That's not cool.
No, and that's the part. So what I've been thinking about while reading this is what's illegal?
Yeah.
Like, we can all comment on that's weird or that's creepy and that's all fair. What's illegal? If it's his venue, and it is his venue, then I guess a lot of this stuff is okay.
Yeah.
If it's the local bars, then it's not okay.
And that's my point.
That's where things get a little murky.
But that's why I'm not upset at the timing. The timing is to get the attention now. The attention is on people entering the Garden at the most important time of the playoffs. So I'm less bothered by that. And just, look, if you were walking into Madison Square Garden prior to this article coming on and you didn't think that there was some kind of spyware that goes on, we've heard these rumors forever.
No, we have.
And honestly, maybe I'm wrong here. I've succumbed to the idea of I have a spy in my pocket 24/7.
You assume you're being spied on anyway.
I mean, I mention something to my wife and immediately I see an ad pop up on my phone. And I know this is like to a lesser degree, but I'm just under the impression somebody is spying on me at all times with my phone in the pocket.
It's funny.
I know it's weirder, but that's just the way I look at it, so I don't let it bother me.
I think a lot of people have that view, and it's not a good view because then we live in a dystopian state, and we don't care if people spy on us.
I've succumbed to it, though. What am I going to do? Not on my phone?
No, a lot of people will say, well, I have nothing to hide. Why do I care? It's not really the best answer. And I've had that opinion before, too.
Yeah.
And I've realized, that's not the best answer.
It's not.
It's okay if the government spies on me. I'm not hiding anything.
Right.
Until they are spying on you, and even if you don't think you're doing anything wrong, they think you're doing something wrong.
1,000%
right. So it creates a weird thing. But anyhow.
Yeah, it's my own internal leak.
I'm curious what Adam Silver says about this a little bit later on. He'll be on with Craig and Big Mac at 4 o'clock, so make sure your clock is set. Let's get to some of your calls. We've talked about a lot today. The Yankee Stadium sounds, as Aaron Judge has responded by saying Yankee fans don't get loud enough, which is why the stadium gets so loud. The New York Mets have made a major lineup change prior to their game in an hour and a half. Francisco Lindor is no longer leading off. Carson Bench is. And obviously, we've talked a lot of Knicks and a lot of Dexter Lawrence. 888-808-1019. But despite all of those conversations, I do want to take this call, which is related to something we talked about the other day, and that's from Woody in Plattsburgh. Good afternoon, Woody.
Well. Buenas tardes, as we say in Mexico.
How are
you guys might remember that I can only call every 6 months. So literally.
This is our lucky day. Good to hear from you.
Correct.
Yes.
So obviously I would have a ton of material over the last 6 months, but I will just reference yesterday's show. And then I have like a really good Yankee prediction that when I call back in October, we can see if I know what I'm talking about. So just bear with me for like a little second. You know, it's been 6 months. Give me a little slack, please. Don't hit the button.
Go ahead.
Okay. So yesterday I'm listening to the show, and you're talking about taking that newspaper into the bathroom.
Yes.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I was absolutely mortified when I heard that. But then I thought back to, this is the same guy that scores games from the bathroom at Citi Field.
True.
So I wasn't so much shocked, but just disappointed in you.
I'm just disappointed.
And the sad part is, Woody, with my scorebook, who cares? It's my scorebook.
It's yours.
But if I'm taking
I
a
know.
communal newspaper into the bathroom, that's where I morph into a pig, and that's on me.
1,000%. All right, let me get to my Yankee thing. Oh, and let me get a shot in on Tommy real quick. Wow, he's become unlistenable with that Mets delusional everything is all right stuff. Whoa. Okay. Yankee talk. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's true. Yankee talk. Do I like how the guys are playing right now? Absolutely not. Do we look mid? Absolutely. And please, I'm not a shill like Chris, and I hate to use this line because I have cut wreck off a Boone a million times for using it, but literally, all our solutions are right in front of us. Listen, just give me a sec. When we're at Death Star strength, when we got Rodon and Cole back, you can shift Weathers and Gill to the pen. I think Gill should have went to the pen 2 years ago, but they wanted to run him into the ground because Clark went down. Also, we have a ton of depth. That depth can be used maybe as a trade piece or actually on the field.
That is, by the way, is a really well thought out, rational view of the Yankees, and it's true. And just to give you a quick synopsis on the difference between the Mets and the Yankees is you're right. I think the Yankee solutions all are right in front of you. It's not just the returning starters. It's the shifting of certain starters to the bullpen where they may be the solution. No guarantee.
Right. You got to see how they handle that role.
And their offense a year ago was the best in the American League. I have no reason to believe, despite the inconsistencies, that it won't be that again. So I think that is definitely a very fair opinion. Let's hear from Ozzie in Woodridge, who's a big Hawks fan. We know he's pumped up. What's up, Oz?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Excellent.
Oz, how are you?
I'm good, Sean. Thanks for asking. Was that genuine or just...
Nah, I think it was more douchey, but that's
okay.
okay.
No, it was genuine. Sure. I haven't heard.
I don't talk to you guys that much anymore. So.
Well, whose fault is that? You're too busy calling Tommy.
No biggie. Well, Tommy's more to my life right now because it's Knicks-Hawks, so I gotta
I get you.
Focus on him.
I understand.
Cute spot with CP the Shilchai.
Oh, come on. Come on.
And speaking of shills, I got to give Tommy credit. He gave me credit for at Dream Bar telling him that the Hawks should be on the radar. And then when you guys did your prediction show, Sean backed me up a little bit, said the Hawks. Remember?
I did.
Oh, I remember.
Different Hawks team, though, but yes.
I think we can still... Do you still give him the victory, even though his confidence in the Hawks was the Trae Young Hawks and not the current Hawks?
Yeah, you got to give him the victory because they weren't necessarily he didn't just say the chalk and say Pistons. So He went out on a little bit of a limb.
But I don't think the Pistons were chalk. Like, I thought the Pistons were barely going to be a play-in team. So I don't think they were chalk. I didn't believe in them. I admit it. I raised my hand. I take my L.
I think I was the believer in the Pistons before the season as well.
I think you would. Now, Oz, do you think the Hawks are winning this series, even as a Hawks fan?
This is what I wanted. I wanted a shot to be the team that takes out the team that I hate the most. So I got what I wanted.
Ooh.
I got athletic length on the perimeter. I don't have like the girth that Robinson holds, and it might be a problem in the paint, and him offensive rebounding, and him giving them second chance and third possessions on one time down the court. But I do have the length and the wingmen and the shooting on the perimeter and the defense that can get into Brunson a little bit.
Are you going to win the series?
Point on that.
Are you going to win the series? Are you going to win the series? Just answer the damn question.
All right, really quick. I'm going to do to them minimum what the Pistons did to them last year, and everyone is forgetting the Knicks dysfunction when the second something goes wrong didn't all of a sudden just disappear. They kind of got fattened up here.
Are they going to win the series, yes or no?
Who?
The Hawks.
The Knicks kind of got fattened up here on these bad teams, so everyone was feeling good.
Who's going to win the series?
But the Hawks in 6.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to know. Because David Stearns has met the media, and he has informed us about the future of Carlos Mendoza. I have the clip. Don't worry. I'll make things easy. You ready? You have it? Or I got it. No. I just want to make sure. I got it. Don't worry about it. Here is David Stearns on the future of Carlos Mendoza.
How happy are you with the job that Carlos Mendoza has done?
I think Mendy's doing a very good job. I think Mendy is putting players in positions to succeed, and we need to go out and play better.
So that means you've done a terrible job then.
Those are the players you acquired that suck.
Yeah. You guys remember Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job?
No.
You know that reference?
No.
Do you remember that reference, Rami? Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job? So I know it's morbid, but many years ago, that's what President Bush said about Michael Brown. I think he was the leader of FEMA during Katrina.
Oh.
And it was like, Brownie's doing a heck of a job.
Yeah.
And I think like 2 days later, Brownie got fired.
Yeah.
That reeked of Mendy's doing a heck of a job. If Mendy's doing a great job, and I don't think he's doing a terrible job, you're just confirming that you've sucked at your job.
Yeah. How hard is it just to say we all have to do a better job?
Yes.
That's it.
Want to hear more from David Stearns?
Sure.
Urgency. You guys have urgency?
Yeah, I think we're trying to score runs.
Oh,
and
what a concept.
Sometimes you got to let the pitcher come to you.
Excuse me?
And that's really easy for me to say. And it's really easy for me to watch a game and think that. And it's a heck of a lot tougher when you're in the box and you want to make something happen. And so, we talk about urgency, and I know you guys have asked about urgency. Urgency is not the problem here. Like,
What's the problem?
There's plenty of urgency.
Your roster?
There's plenty of want. And sometimes that can lead to things like chase rate, unfortunately. But I think that ends with one bases clearing double.
Oh, that's it.
We've all seen that time and again throughout our careers in baseball. And I think once we get that, it'll normalize.
So he's saying they're one hit away. If they get one big hit, that'll change everything.
Yeah, all it takes is one double. I mean, Lindor had the leadoff homer the other day. What did that lead to?
Here's Juan Soto.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me rewind that.
We'll see Juan Soto on the next homestand.
That is my expectation, yes.
All right. The next homestand is a long one, by the way. It extends next week into the week after. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Bad opponents, too, right?
It is the first place Minnesota Twins.
The Rockies.
I know they're not good, but they are in first place.
Okay.
The Colorado Rockies and the Washington Nationals. So, to your point, yes, what we perceive to be mediocre opponents coming up for the New York Mets. So
you know what I took out of those clips?
That he smiles too much?
No.
Let me just say that to the audience. He is smiling the entire time. And I know that that's his thing, but it's annoying. I said that to him, by the way. You'd be proud of that.
You said he has an annoying smile?
No. So when I confronted David and it turned into a nice chat, he said to me, what's the meanest thing you've said about me? And I said, that's a great question. Like because he admits he doesn't listen.
Right.
He said, what's the meanest thing you said about me? And I said, I probably ripped the fact that you smile too much. Like, you're sitting there smiling, telling us about how all these players are gone. And we're like, dude, stop your smiling. What is so funny?
It's like a doctor that smiles through a bad diagnosis.
Yeah.
You don't want to see the smile.
And I don't want to see it.
What's so happy?
So clearly David Stearns.
Bedside manner.
Bedside manner.
He's got terrible bedside manner. So David Stearns doesn't give a rat's ass that I told him in February or March. I don't like your smilings that much because he sat here on April 17th with this crap team that he built. And you know what he did the entire time? He smiled. And he probably thought of me. Yeah, I'll show you a smile.
He did think of
and
you.
he's smiling. You know what he's thinking about? His schmuck's giving me all the money anyway.
That's true.
Think about all that season ticket money. Anyhow, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
That's how a stadium's supposed to sound.
Yeah, you heard that?
You heard the nice, happy organ being played in the background? That's baseball, Susan.
That is baseball, Susan. Now, I apologize. I had a late breakfast. Now I'm hungry. So, Shaun Morash, feed us.
Shaun Morash in the booth. Somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling. No! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking. Nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Let's go! Cinco de Luncho is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. Let's go back to our lead story of the day, and that is the Dexter Lawrence trade demand taking a sour turn. We're not there yet. We'll have to wait for him to get dealt, but I want to give you the top 5 players in recent New York sports lore that we turned on as fans.
Here we go!
Number 5.
DJ LeMahieu. Think about it. We demanded he be re-signed.
Oh, no
Boy,
doubt.
did we hate the sight of him after a while.
Very quick turn on DJ. He was the machine. He hit that forgettable but memorable home run in the 2019 ALCS. And you're right. That negotiation was a big story, and it turned out to be one of the worst signings that the Yankees have made in a long time.
All right, here we go.
Number 4.
Jacob Trouba. The guy was the captain of the Rangers that we loved for taking the head off of Sidney Crosby, and we crushed him on the way out the door.
Very quick turn on Trouba.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Number 3.
This one's ironic because of what's happening this year, but Carlos Beltran.
Back in the day.
Yes. I know it's not as recent, but, I mean, come on. He gets remembered for the freaking not swinging at the pitch. Met fans still feel so weird about Carlos Beltran.
Yeah.
It's not a complete fan base turn.
I wouldn't have put that one in there, but I'll discuss that at a later date.
All right, here we go.
Number 2.
Daniel Jones. He was a rookie sensation. We couldn't stand that he signed a $40 million contract.
That is true.
All right, and last but not least.
Number 1.
What a Aroldis Chapman. Please, let's sign him back after we trade him for Gleyber Torres. And we can't stand the sight of him.
So I don't know if this one should be number 1 because the way I would describe it before I reveal the player is that he took over the city, he got turned on viciously, and then very quickly people remember him fondly. So the viciousness didn't last forever. And the person I'm talking about is Jeremy Lin. Because when Jeremy Lin left with that poison pill contract with the Houston Rockets, Knicks fans turned on him and the organization. Like, everybody was to blame. Well, look at the contract he signed. He couldn't wait to get the hell out of here. But it ended okay. Like, I think if you ask a Knicks fan today, hey, Lynn Saturday, Jeremy Lin, everyone usually says a positive thing. But I did think that there was a turn on him.
That's interesting. That's not where I thought you were going. I made this list before I forgot about somebody, and it dawned on me.
Who, Francisco Lindor, who Met fans have turned on now?
No.
Julius Randle.
No.
Julius Randle's a good one.
How about Tiki Barber?
Oh, yeah. Giant fans turned on him.
And now everybody loves Tiki again in Giant Land. Fans love him. He's done a great job here with us. But there was that point when he went right into TV.
I don't mean to make Tiki feel old. That's a long time ago.
I know. But
Shut the hell up.
The guy is a Giant legend. We now again view him that way. But, I mean, Tiki would even say that. It was crazy the backlash he got right away.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good one.
You are a loser, dude.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Virtual Tiki is sometimes very spicy.
Yeah,
it's very spicy. Hell of a list, Sean. Cinco de Luncho every day once we start to get a little hungry. Let's go to Ed in Jackson Heights. What's up, Ed?
Hello, Evan. I called about something you spoke about earlier this morning about vending at Citi Field.
By the way,
Chase
before
Stadium.
you even make your point,
yes.
I get the vibe that you're mad at me based on your tone. Am I accurate about that?
I love you.
Oh,
can I say something?
Cool. Yeah.
I haven't listened to the fan for 6 years. I heard you were coming on at 10 a.m. I've been listening since January 1st. I think your show is wonderful.
Well, that's very nice. I appreciate it. Now, I wasn't looking for a compliment. I was just trying to guess based on your demeanor, but that's cool.
I'm telling you the truth.
Thank you. I appreciate it. What did you want to say about the vendors?
Well, okay, I could talk to you for over an hour, or maybe a lot longer, about the fall of vending in the ballpark, or in any ballpark, because you're obviously aware of it. And in fact, about 3 years ago, and I don't work there anymore. I'm an old man. I retired. About 3 years ago, you said to me when I was vending, where were all the vendors? So I know you're interested in it.
I did say that. That's funny. Yeah.
You may. I remember you. You probably don't remember me. But I'm going to make 2 points because this is Sports Talk Radio. Other than the ball players, vendors are the most watched people in the ballpark. And the reason is because what we do, going in seats, I'm not talking about the concession workers behind the stands. What we do is almost, to many people, physically impossible.
I agree.
It's physically hard work.
Because I see you guys, when you were around, holding these boxes, bringing it down, lifting it again. It's a tough job. And what my point was earlier, if you're just tuning in, is that we were talking about the sounds of the stadium, because Aaron Judge made a point that Yankee Stadium is so quiet, the fans don't get loud, and that's why they need the incessant music and the incessant sound effects. And so I mentioned that one of the ballpark sounds that we've lost is hot dog here, beer here.
There was a lady who used to be at the top of Shea. Soda!
Yeah.
I miss her.
We just don't hear them anymore. Let's go to Mike in Flatbush. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Evan. Thanks for having me on. So I wanted to bring back up the Wired article that came out.
Yes, about James Dolan and the super security they have sometimes at the Garden.
Yeah, and I encourage other people to read it. I get what you're saying about the timing. That's just the way that, the attention economy works. So I don't see it as a mark on the report or whoever wrote, the article, they probably worked on it for a long time.
Sure.
And it seems like legit reporting, and all of the staff members. There's cases that they're bringing against MSG by one guy who's like a New Jersey detective and former DOJ worker. So these are legit people, not just slinging around.
Oh no, and it's more so than even, because there was a story about, I guess it was like 2-3 years ago, that he had banned someone who worked at a law firm that was suing the Garden.
Yeah,
and Dolan said, "Yeah, they're suing me." And I think from a human level, we were able to understand that. What we're not able to understand on a human level is banning other people or spying on other people because they're critical of you or your franchises or your buildings. That part is weird. And so you're right. Like, it is legitimate reporting. I was reading quotes earlier, and I tried to do everybody a favor because I'm not familiar with Wired, but it's behind a paywall.
Right.
And guess what I did?
Paid.
I paid.
No 7-day free trial?
Well, I left that part out. Yeah, I got a free trial.
So you didn't pay. You just have to remember to not pay.
Well, I right. So I gave you some information from it, which included an active Garden security person without their name being attached to it, being very critical about how Dolan basically sounds nuts.
How quickly will they track down him and he'll be fired, huh?
I don't know how you find that person out.
Well, clearly they can find anybody.
Do you think they'll track me because I said it on the air? Like, because I brought the story up?
You spend too much money with them.
You think so?
They don't care.
So you don't think they'll face recognition me when I show up?
I think you could. I think you put enough money in that pocket.
There was a moment. So I took my youngest Spence to both Nets-Knicks games at Madison Square Garden, in which the Nets lost by a combined 675 points. And during the second game, Spence brought out the wrestling figures. That's his thing at the end of games. Like, you know what? I'm going to have some fun. And he's booking Roman Reigns and Hogan. That was the moment I thought the face recognition was going to come out, where I thought that's when they were going to ban us, when my kid was playing wrestling figures. I had like this weird feeling like that's when it's happening. They're going to march me down and say, all right, that's enough. You've had enough here, sir.
Yes. Anne Hathaway doesn't break out wrestling figures.
We'll get you set for the sports weekend. We've got a new edition of Idiots with Idioms, and we do appreciate those that have waited on hold. We'll get to your calls as well, 888-808-1019. Spring is the perfect time to refresh your home, and Windorama is making it easier than ever during the Spring Refresher Sale. Save up to 30% on your window and door project, plus take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Windorama. It's simple. Book your free and-home consultation, shop from home, and let their local certified experts handle measurement and installation. Visit Windorama.com to book your free and-home consultation today.
HSS is ranked the #1 in orthopedics for 16 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. When you choose HSS, you're receiving the best orthopedic care you can get. From diagnosis and treatment to physical therapy and recovery, HSS physicians care for over 30 professional sports teams, colleges, and organizations. So, whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, HSS is here for you. With locations across the tri-state area, learn more at hss.edu. And this portion of the program was sponsored by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety. It's also sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
I'm Pat Boyle, here to help you beat the books with Western One Sports. Lakers-Rockets game 1 Saturday, and I think the Lake Show can keep things close despite their 2 major absences. Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves being out will dramatically affect the Lakers' offense, but it's Houston's inconsistency that gives me major pause. They've been a terrible team to back all year when they're favored on the road, covering just 13 out of 33 times. I think the Lakers come out of the gate with incredible intensity. I like them to cover and win game 1 outright. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Texting and driving? Big risk, big consequences. You risk traffic tickets, fines, and if you crash and injure someone, you could even go to prison. Pay attention or pay the price. Brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
The all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5 is designed to give you balance of style, advanced technology, and craftsmanship in a family-friendly SUV that delivers exceptional value. Get more with the all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5, the smart choice. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
It's Tiki Barber with 2 words any business owner wants to hear. Extra income. Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for New York businesses to assist with local deliveries. You get paid for each package delivered. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup costs, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. If you're a New York business ready to assist with local deliveries, sign up today at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Town Fair Tire honors any valid rebates, manufacturers or competitors' rebates. Yes, even any competitors' rebates. And we give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Listen to MLB Insider Calls on WFAN all season long. Presented by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy 1 Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
Everything you knew about reaching customers online is being rewritten. Time to rethink your approach. Outcomes from Viant finds real customers, not impressions, not clicks, customers. Our AI maximizes every dollar of your budget against the outcomes that matter most and proves it happened. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
Mercedes-Benz of Edison has done it again. Named the 2026 Mercedes-Benz Dealer of the Year by Cars.com. Not just in New Jersey, but the entire United States. An honor earned through an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction. Expect exceptional service, an unmatched selection, and luxury experience you won't find anywhere else. At Mercedes-Benz of Edison, you don't just drive away, you become family. Experience it for yourself at Mercedes-Benz of Edison or visit RayCatinaEdison.com.
Hey, this is Sal Licata. Right now is the time to make sure that your current cooling system is ready for hot weather. You don't want it to fail when it's 90 degrees out, and if it's over 15 years old, you're wasting your money. Get a new high-efficiency AC system right now from my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling. They are New Jersey's air conditioning experts and have been for decades. Take it from me. These guys have done plenty of work on my house. You'll save money and stay cooler. Contact them now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
Hey, NBA fans, listen up. You can now enter FanDuel's Play-In Palooza for a chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets every day of the Play-In tournament. All you have to do is place a live bet using your Play-In Palooza token. Then you'll automatically be entered for a chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. So don't just watch the NBA Play-In tournament from the sidelines. Visit FanDuel.com/New York to get in on all the action. And don't forget to enter FanDuel's Play-In Palooza for a chance of a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and older, physically present in New York. No purchase is necessary. Opt-in required. Limit 1 entry. Profit boost token issued as a non-withdrawable profit boost token. Prizes issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which do expire 7 days after receipt. For help with gambling problem, you can call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
Penalty kick.
out of the park!
From way downtown for a beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra-low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Spring and summer are around the corner, and now's the time to prepare for pest season. Ticks, mosquitoes, ants, and rodents, they're all active this time of year. For over 50 years, homeowners and businesses have chosen J.P. McHale Pest Management. With local offices in New York City, Long Island, Hudson Valley, and Connecticut, with over 2,000 five-star reviews, they deliver proven year-round protection. Right now, take advantage of J.P. McHale's seasonal residential discounts and free commercial inspections. Visit nopest.com. That's NOPESTS.com. J.P. McHale Pest Management, not just good, guaranteed.
How do airplanes fly? What's in this box? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Learn how to store your gun securely and make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Breaking news for your home. Way Day. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Way Day long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair. And all up to 80% off during Way Day. Shop Wayfair's Way Day from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
No matter the season, New York sports never stop. Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets. If it's happening, we're talking about it. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
If you missed any of the show, we've done a lot today. Extensive Knicks talk in the noon hour. We put CP the franchise in the window seat. It was brought to you by Windorama. Save up to 30% on your new windows and doors. If you go back to the 10 a.m. hour, Shaun was screaming and yelling about Dexter Lawrence. And we found out earlier in the show that Aaron Judge doesn't respect Yankee fans.
That sums it up. This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. We're less than an hour away from the Mets beginning their weekend series with the Cubs and the Friday afternoon special at Wrigley at 2:10. It's Kodai Senga, Edward Cabrera with a new leadoff hitter, that being Carson Bench. The Yankees will host a weekend series with the Royals tonight as Michael Wacha faces Cam Schlittler, and the Hornets will face the Magic, followed by the Warriors facing the Suns tonight for the final playoff spots in each conference in the NBA.
I am excited. I've always been for WrestleMania. I always find it fun. Both of my kids are into it, so now they're into it as well. And I'm not going to bore you with wrestling talk, but I will give you 30 seconds of a social commentary on ESPN and how absurd they are. I love pro wrestling. Always have. ESPN turning into an infomercial for the WWE is both sad and pathetic at the same time. It just is. Mike Greenberg interviewing Dominic Mysterio made me chuckle. Pat McAfee cosplaying as The Rock is pathetic. Is it cosplaying or cosplaying? Did I get it right?
I'm not touching that.
So I love pro wrestling, and I will watch WrestleMania. ESPN, I laugh at you. I pity you. It's embarrassing what you become. And you would think that as a wrestling geek, I would love it. Oh, this is awesome. Roman Reigns is next to Stephen A. Smith, and Danhausen is cursing the Knicks. And it's like, dude, it's pathetic. So I grew up with an ESPN. I used to think ESPN was awesome. This is some pathetic BS. But keep doing you, bro. I mean, they write you the checks until you realize not enough people are buying your service, and then you won't have them anymore, and you'll drop it like it's hot. But for now, keep doing you. I'll watch WrestleMania. But what ESPN has become is sad. So that's just my commentary.
All right.
You agree with that or no?
Yeah, I think it's been an embarrassing week of interviews.
You could disagree with me. It's fine.
No, I don't, because if I'm turning on the TV this week and I'm looking for NFL draft and NBA playoff coverage and I'm getting constant wrestlers in my face because it's a sports network, yes, it would bother me.
Yeah, and I love wrestling.
By the way, a one-off is fine. You know,
Yeah.
we're not strangers to that here at WFAN, but all week, every show.
But that's a fair point. Like, if we put Roman Reigns on, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Like, if Craig put Roman Reigns, tremendous.
Right.
As a one-off. But imagine if the entire radio station just started popping up wrestlers every 10 minutes.
Right.
Because we got a check from ESPN
Yeah, it'd be
or
crazy.
from the WWE. Crazy. Anyhow, before we get back to your calls, every Friday we like to check in on all the mistaken idioms from not only our show, but the rest of the station. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is another edition of Idiots with Idioms.
Hey, you know what time it is? It's Idiots with Idioms. Idiots with Idioms. Idiots with Idioms. Idiots with Idioms. Laugh till you split your sides. Idiots with Idioms.
I also am realizing that April 9th in cold degree weather isn't the day.
If you don't block, you don't get a rock.
Son, that's a penis.
I botched it again.
That was when my curiosity finally met the turtle.
What?
But it was all leading up to the climation, the culmination of WrestleMania Sunday.
Generational talent. The simple answer is nipples are nipples, pal. Let's slap those butt cheeks and watch a Giant game.
Oh, my God.
Shut up, Woody No Pecker.
Are you aroused? Did talking about bunting get your nipples all firmed up?
Come on, dude.
Chaz Chisholm back in the lineup. I can't believe I just did that now.
I hate that guy.
You know what, David? You could look up my mother's skirt. I wouldn't mind.
Oh, shut up.
Joe ended up banging Rob Solomon.
I was wrong. I admit it.
But let's not be naive. We can't just put our hand in the sand.
Yo, anus.
It's like there was a body metamorphosis trade.
Strategery.
And whenever those two commingle, it's like magic to my ears.
What?
Now, you tell me you don't believe in coincidences.
Right.
So do you think Steve Cohen?
You're wrong.
You talked about him being a house and talking about Alfred Collins.
I have my eye on football.
I'm forgetting now. They're cheating. What's it called?
Banggate.
That was good, man.
Are you ready to clock the clock at midnight?
Delay a game. Well, there you have it.
Well, that one's on Manning.
All right, you got to do your duty or get off the pot.
Excuse me. So my malfeasance for that is to wear an L every time the Mets face the Dodgers.
Are you kidding me?
Like he's a furry.
Yeah.
You know those guys like to have sex with like stuffed animals?
This is why I'm the future. And believe me, nobody gets it more from ends than I do.
Rookies suck. Don't tell me you care about the Orioles.
I do care about the Orioles.
No, that you're putting on a Mirage.
What are you talking about?
Be a man.
So Steve Cohen can tell me about all the green lawns he's seeing.
Oh, I'm wrong.
We have a rookie on a quarterback deal. A quarterback on a rookie deal.
Ow.
Francisco Lindor, his goal is to spot every game.
Laugh till you split your sides. Idiots with Idioms.
Wow. Okay, that was a day.
What a week.
That was a week that was. Boy. Compliments to everybody at this radio station. Good job by all.
A little bit of everybody.
A little bit of everybody. There's a few that made me laugh a lot. Let's get to your calls. 888-808-1019. Kevin is in Rockville Center. Good afternoon, Kevin.
Hey, Evan. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
So I usually listen to you guys on like Odyssey, but I was watching on YouTube the other day, and I saw the L that you guys wear.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought it was kind of lame. Looks like a piece of cardboard with a rope around it.
It's exactly
I 3D print a lot of. Yeah, I 3D print a lot of things, and I make like hype chains. I coach Little League and like my kids' travel ball. And they make like hype chains for them so that, when they do well, they get the MVP or whatever, we give them the star of the game. They get the chain for the week. I was thinking I could make one for you.
Oh.
That's like better looking than what you guys actually have.
That's very
if you're
nice.
interested. Now, that's
very nice of you.
sit near you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you on Saturday with Spence.
Yeah.
I was with my daughter. They came up to you before the game and said hello. I sit in 318.
Oh, nice.
Not 318, 315.
Right.
And McLean is pitching Sunday, and I'm going Sunday. I don't know if you want me to bring it to you then.
That is very nice. Well, first of all, thank you very much. We appreciate it. We will gladly take your present. And I'll tell you this about my schedule. I'm definitely going Tuesday for McLean #1. I'm debating between Saturday or Sunday. I doubt I'll be able to go to both, but there is a chance. Sunday's is a possible. I'd say 60-40 Sunday. Okay. Now, let's address this about the L chain. The world famous L chain, for those that are not aware, when you take a loss on this show, you have to wear an L. And they occur for many different reasons. I was wearing an L earlier this week because of my incorrect comment about Edwin Diaz remaining with the Mets. And so every time the Mets face the Dodgers, I am forced to wear the L. But I do have to tell you that Tiki's daughters and wife made the L.
Yep.
So when you say it's ugly and you say it's not that good, you are insulting children who worked hard making an L. So I need to defend the L, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because I think our L's are really nice. It's not cardboard, it's wood. It's actual wood in L's.
Oh, that's right.
And they're designed. With that said, we'll gladly take your L. It's a wonderful gift. And we'll see what Tiki thinks about putting it in the rotation.
Yeah, that's it. We have a good rotation. That's all.
We have a rotation of L's.
And I think part of the charm is that they're like, wood and sparkly, isn't it?
And the L is spreading because I think it was a few weeks ago, Big Mac wore an L during the Carton show. He got something wrong in one of their game shows, and Craig couldn't think of what to do to him.
Anything quickly.
They looked around the room, saw an L, was like, where is Evan and Tiki L?
I like it.
And we were honored by that. The L is spreading. It can be used everywhere. Before you know it, Al Dukes is going to wear an L one day.
Yeah.
That's actually what should have happened to Rami earlier today when he made an innocent mistake on the board. Not going to get into it. No need to bring attention to it.
No.
But he
enough
probably
people are.
Funhouse already did that for us.
He should have worn an L. That was it.
Well, he is wearing an L. He had to sit here for 4 hours with us.
That's true. That's probably far worse.
The guy's been up for 36 hours.
And did you hear what else?
What?
I just got notes on it's not over for poor Rami.
Oh, he's got to do the afternoon.
He's got to do. No. He's not doing the afternoon.
That's what Al suggested.
He's got to do our show 2 more days next week.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Monday and Tuesday, I'll be with you guys.
Is that really happening?
Yeah.
Well, that's no good for me.
Why is that no good for you?
Because I end up doing all the pre-show work that Rami should do.
No, I'm not doing the morning show next week.
Then knock your socks off, kiddo.
I'll be here at 8 o'clock.
Great.
You guys come in at 9:45.
Let's go to Tony in Bethel, Connecticut. What's up, Tony?
What's going on, guys? On Wednesday night, I took my 8 and 10-year-old to their first Yankee game. We went to the Empire State Building first.
Oh, nice.
Went to John's on Bleecker for some pizza.
Awesome.
Then we went up to the stadium, got some bleacher tickets, of course, right field, the best section in the stadium. And let me tell you, I grew up going there. I love the bleachers and the whole thing with the noise. Listen, I love heavy metal. I love loud. You can't be loud enough for me. It was really, really annoying. And here's the worst part. My 8-year-old in the 3rd or 4th inning is saying, Dad, I got a headache. Dad, I got a headache. And I don't even think it was so much because of how loud it was, which it was. It's the incessant, every pitch noise, noise that his head, he had no time to just calm down for a second and think and go, oh, here's a pitch. Okay, the guy hit the ball. And I would tell any mom or dad that's going with a kid, I'd say probably 8 or under, bring those headsets that they sell at the monster trucks things.
Yep.
Because I'm telling you, it's that different than it was back in the day.
It's crazy. Tony, and you hit on something there that needs to be reiterated, that we're not just screaming about music at Yankee Stadium. We deal with loud. When you walk into a stadium, I think all of us expect loud speakers and anything goes with it. It's the every pitch loudness.
I thought a great example of it was earlier this week, and a part of why this kind of became a story again was an audio clip we played of Wayne Randazzo, who does Angels TV, where they on the Angels broadcast called attention to how loud it sounds. I'm going to play this clip for you because I think this does a good job for those that haven't been at the stadium or maybe you don't notice it on TV. This is how loud it can be at Yankee Stadium. Hopefully it translates. Take a listen.
Strike 2 to Grisham. Right up to the pitch is thrown. Swing and a miss. Say goodnight to the Yankees and their loud in-between pitches music.
It's a mockery. They're becoming a league-wide mockery with this.
You can hear how loud it is.
You know what sucks about that, how loud it is, too? That's actually like an acceptable one. It's classic organ.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not even the worst of the worst.
That was not the worst of it. You're right.
Oh, how uncomfortable.
If you're going to the stadium tonight, you will notice it. And just understand the Yankees' response is, Aaron Judge says you're not loud enough.
Yeah.
And so we need to do this because you guys don't get loud enough.
And they can't hear it enough as players. It needs to be louder.
Right. Here's the exact quote, because, again, I don't want, if you're just tuning in, to think I'm misquoting him. It's all about putting pressure on the other team. But if we play no music, don't do nothing, then the crowd's not into it. That's really not an intimidating place to come into.
Also.
So you're not intimidating enough. They need music.
Something else just bothered me that you just read that didn't click with me.
Go ahead.
This week, if not for Romano blowing 2 saves, the Yankees get swept by the Angels.
Yeah, people have said that. I don't think that's fair, but fine. Go ahead.
Just forget whether you disagree with that
I'm going to go with it. Go ahead.
How intimidating this in-between pitch sound make the Angels this week at Yankee Stadium?
Yeah. Didn't really affect
You know what
them.
I mean? Like, even with this, nobody's walking to the Yankee Stadium going, oh, my God, can you believe that music in the fifth inning?
That's why that part of Aaron Judge's quote kind of bothered me.
Stupid.
Because, A, it's putting down your fans without meaning to, because I don't think he meant to. And B, like, that's not going to make the place intimidating.
Didn't seem to bother Mike Trout.
Of course not, with 5 home runs.
Yeah.
What makes
Maybe
Yankee Stadium...
Peraza was used to it last year, and that's why he went off.
That was why he had success.
Still dropped that pop-up.
That's true. Maybe that was the loud music. It got to him.
Yeah.
What makes a place intimidating is the people, and the people can do it, and the people used to do it back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Chris in Monmouth County. Hey, Chris.
Evan, Sean, thanks for taking the call. How are you guys? Long time.
What's up, Chris?
Good to hear from you, man. What's up?
You, my friend, as well, Evan, and Sean as well. Evan, I'm going to say something, it's about the Knicks, and it's about something you mentioned earlier, and I'm only saying it's my birthday today, and it really is, just because it's my birthday, and you said something that, oh my God, Evan is saying this on my birthday, and this involves Jeremy Lin, which you were involved in, okay? And then I want to make my Knicks point,
all right?
Okay?
All right.
So you talked about every Knicks fan turned on Jeremy Lin, he signed a contract, right?
Yep.
So Keith McPherson was starting on the fan to take over for Steve Summers, okay? I called you and Carton, okay?
Okay.
And you were talking about Jeremy Lin, and you were going off on why do Knicks fans love Jeremy Lin?
Yes.
Why is it a moment? It's not a moment. And Carton was like, Evan, it's absolutely a historical Knicks moment, their whole run. I went off. At the end of the call, Carton goes, you're the caller of the month, Chris, or day, whatever it was.
Right.
I was featured on the website.
Okay.
They had the recording. And it's just funny, seriously, how on my birthday, Evan Roberts mentions Jeremy Lin, and I went off on you all those years ago, and you actually interviewed Keith. He was like, before that, welcome to the fan. It's so good.
Wow.
It was then. And I don't know if you recall this, but it was one of my great moments in life, arguing about Jeremy Lin as it was a moment. And the reality is it was, and I loved it, and that was it.
I'm glad you had a great moment, but it's another example of you, a great caller, Chris, and Craig, a wonderful host, being dead wrong about a subject. And both of you guys are very good at it. You are incredibly good at being wrong about things. Go ahead.
Well, I don't think I'm wrong about a lot of things, nor do you, obviously, but I will say this.
Yeah.
Listen, Ozzy, man, just answer the question.
I know.
Like, are they going to win or lose? Like, Knicks are not going to lose. And, Sean, I got something for you. The Knicks are not going to lose to the Hawks. If they lose to the Hawks, it's a failing season.
Well, we all know that. I think one of the most obvious things going into this series, and it doesn't need to be beaten home because we know it, is they can't lose this series. If they lose this series, it is disastrous. And we'll be blaming everybody. And this guy's got to get fired. You got to trade this guy. I agree with you. Look, the dangers of this series is Atlanta's length. I think that can they have a game or two where they force sloppiness from the Knicks? They're a great fast break team. I think they were top 3 in offense this season in that regard. Yeah, I think they're an incredibly talented team. And the reality is since January 1st, they've been a better team. I mean, they are. They've been a better team than the Knicks. But April 18th is very different than February 12th. April 18th is very different than March 9th when you're also mixing in games against tanking basketball teams. And I think overall, when it comes down to crunch time and it comes down to playoff experience and then overall talent, I do think the Knicks are a better team, which leads me to our official predictions.
All right.
Now, I asked Tiki Barber to send us audio about his predictions, and he did, but it sounded like he was in a cave when he uttered the phrase Knicks in 6.
He might have been, by the way.
Did you hear that clip he sent us?
Yes, it sounded very, yeah.
I could try to play it. It is like unplayable.
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
fine.
okay. We
Knicks
have him
in
on
6.
record. Knicks in 6 from Tiki Barber. And you know what I'm doing this year? It's going to be a lot of fun. Remember how I said, look, we hold ourselves accountable? I've decided we're going to hold everybody accountable.
Oh, you getting everybody at the station's predictions?
I'm not asking them. I will scour the Odyssey app and the podcast form, and if they ever make a prediction, because a lot of hosts don't make predictions, I will pull it, and then we will hold them accountable too.
Okay.
So I heard Gio go on record. I think Boomer avoided it. Probably didn't say anything. But Gio, and I'm sure he'll be proud of that because he said the Knicks are going to the NBA Finals. I happen to agree with him, something I said at the beginning of the year. So we're going to hold everybody accountable. It's a new little feature. Do you like that?
I like that a lot.
Yeah, why not? It's got a lot of work, but I'll do it.
Yeah, you're a hardworking guy. As long as I don't have to do anything, I love it.
No, you just have to put the clips in the system. That's it.
Then
Actually, you don't even have to do that anymore.
Yeah, Dan's got it.
Shaun
Cap's got it.
Shaun does nothing.
Yeah.
Actually, you do a lot. You got a great personality.
Oh, thanks, Evan. We're not dating.
So Tiki's going Knicks in 6. Shaun Morash, how does this Knicks-Hawks series play out?
Knicks in 5. And you said something with CP that I actually agreed with.
So you're going to steal my prediction?
I'm going to let you say it, but just know what you said earlier, if nobody heard it, was my exact thought on how the series is going to go down.
So as Joe B will tell you, and Joe is on the radio tomorrow morning, my guy still has it, he will utter at some point on his show, the Knicks better win game 1 because they've never won a series in which they've lost game 1 at Madison Square Garden. And he's right. And that trend continued last year. And it's continued before that. Like it's an ongoing thing. That breaks this week because the Knicks will lose on Saturday at Madison Square Garden, and then they will proceed to win the next 4 games. So I go Knicks in 5, but I'm being specific. There will be a scare.
Yeah.
This radio station, actually, you know what? I don't know how scared everyone's going to be. Like, I think if the Knicks lose game 1, I think Gio would be calm. Craig will still pick them to win the NBA title. Like, I don't actually think there would be panic. I think a second loss would create the panic.
I'm going to add to that. I think it's Knicks in 5. I think they will lose game 1. I think we're getting a scare in overtime in game 3 Thursday night, but the Knicks win it.
Gotcha.
While we're all on the rooftop, we get an overtime.
I love that.
Overtime series tied 1-1 Knicks game.
Little draft time scare.
Yes.
Because we are doing a special program on the ceiling. Where's my promo?
Yeah, I lost
it.
From the penthouse at 345 Hudson Square Properties.
Presented by FanDuel. There you go. It's a big draft show Thursday night, 7:30, YouTube, all the WFAN socials. And Rami, you've done a good job today. Do you want to make an official Knicks prediction? I can't promise I'll ever play it again, but you can at least make it.
I do think it's Knicks in 5.
So you're agreeing with us?
I do.
All right.
I did say that earlier.
A Cinco de Knickso.
A Cinco de Knickso. Look, the reality is, and I think sometimes we all kind of say the same stuff because we're like, oh, the Yankees are going to win. The Mets are going to win. I think in this case, it would be very tough to pick the Hawks. You're probably a rabble-rouser if you pick the Hawks.
Yeah.
You're probably just trying to be a bad guy. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to call it like it is. The Knicks are going to win this series.
If you want to pick against the Knicks, you'll have your spot the rest of the spring.
Yeah, you'll have a chance at it. Don't worry about it. If you missed any of the show, you can rewind it on the free Odyssey app. You can also check out our little WFAN YouTube page and check out the whole shebang. Carton Show's coming up next. They will be talking to Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, at 4 o'clock. So make sure you're locked into that. We are back Monday at 10 a.m. Good job, Rami. We'll see you then. Goodbye.
Is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
He was the Bronx Bomber. That is Mike Trout. 5 home runs in